AJ Hawk, $5,000.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Stutter! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Cinco de Mayo Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. This sports program begins now.
Sports
Are the greatest, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about them here on this glorious May 5th. Now, Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day, okay? Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of a battle that took place at Puebla in 1862 as the French forces, who were much mightier and more equipped, took on a Mexican regime down there, and the Mexicans win, and all of a sudden, hola, Cinco de Mayo, au revoir to the French, and we celebrate their seemingly 300 story to this day here in the United States of America. And the reason why this particular Cinco de Mayo is so damn special, because the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs are delivering for us night in and night out. We also have incredible action taking place across all sports. MLB, they're hitting dong shots all over the place. The NFL obviously always has some drama building. There's off-season pickups. There's new season pickups. And today, we got people chit-chatting with us about their particular sports that we can't wait for. Chris Paul will be joining us in about 15 minutes or so. Cherie DeVaux. Okay, trainer of Golden Tempo, winner of the Kentucky Derby. She will be joining us at 12:45-ish. PK Subban,
Okay.
BK?
Will be making his return to the program. Cannot wait to chat with him. 13-year NHL veteran. He's been dressing. I think this year he's dialed it up even more.
Looks good.
Yeah, he's got a lot of costumes every single night to deliver the greatness for ESPN hockey. And then general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jason Light, Super Bowl champion, will join us today as well. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and Toxic Tone. Tone, I see the cowboy hat on. Is there any reasoning for that?
No. As of late, there has been no reason to, or rhyme, or reason on why I wear the hats that I wear. It just felt like a good cowboy hat day.
Oh, I thought it was potentially because PBR World Championships are just 3 days away here. I thought there was a chance that you were thinking about a bucking some bull riders all the way to the damn moon. Now, we do not know if this bull or this rider is anywhere near the PBR, but we know that bull's bucking. Ow! And we know that's possible whenever you're like, get your head out of there. And these bulls don't play games.
That's a good call.
Remember, a lot of people think that it's a bull rider that you need to be talking about. We saw Mr. Kinsey this morning on Sage Super.
I think he was on good GMFB.
Yeah, Good Morning
GMFB?
Football. Mr. Kinsey there, he's bull riding sensation. Big old cap, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Belt buckle earner.
Yeah.
Okay, not just a buyer like myself. But the show isn't really the bull riders. Bull riders hanging on for that 8-second ride is certainly something that is special. The bulls are the show. And these bulls have gone through the levels to get up to the PBR.
yeah.
These are the best bucking bulls that these bulls have ever seen. So whenever these bull riders get on top of the PBR World Championship, what we need to be looking for is those badass bulls that'll hurt your ass right out of the damn pit. Now that is this weekend as well. Sports provides so much. 9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler's here. D-Butch. D-Butch, sweet onesie there. I know you're headed down to the PBR World Championship.
Of course.
I know that's something you're certainly looking forward to. What I left out whenever I'm talking about all the sports is F1 had a fantastic weekend down in Miami. They're talking about the Indy 500. Qualies are already starting to happen here.
Okay.
We're also in the middle of race season. NASCAR, I don't know if you saw this. Kyle Busch this past weekend, whenever he was racing, got squeezed down by a car. Okay, he squeezed down by a car. They had his comms to his pit and to his spotter and everything as crazy was happening. And Carson Hocevar, I believe, was the man. He was driving next to him. And Kyle Busch says, "That's why that guy's a goddamn asshole." Starts calling this Carson Hocevar guy a full asshole in this entire thing. I'm like, wow, Rowdy's getting a little jacked up. His crew actually says, "Hey, Juan, it's been like 10 years since we've been in the top 10. Why don't you relax?" He goes, "Oh, you're a psych major now?" So Kyle Busch and this guy, it's a great piece of content. Carson Hocevar, though, I just heard is an asshole. He was at the Met Gala last night.
Is that right?
Well,
Yeah, he was looking
NASCAR
unbelievable.
driver?
Yeah,
That kinda checks out.
Is this the radio? Turn this up.
All right, let's woosah here for a second, all right? We haven't run in the top 10 in like 3 years. We're having a great day here today. Keep it together. I know it's not perfect. Just keep it together, and we're going to have a good day. Okay, psych major.
Okay, all right. So this is after it all happened, after he started yelling at him. That's his pit telling him to relax and that entire thing. But he was at the Met Gala last night. I thought he was having the time of his life. We really learn a lot about a lot of things whenever this Met Gala comes around, especially the internet. Because obviously, massive Knicks game last night. Round 2 of the NBA playoffs at home in the Garden. Team had been on a streak where they had been up 30 in 2 consecutive playoff games. Would they make it an NBA record 3 straight consecutive blowout playoff wins? And we learned Ben Stiller wasn't going to be able to make it.
Wow.
How do you feel about what happened over there in Madison Square Garden last night with the New York Knicks? How do you feel about Met Gala as a whole? Because I understand from looking on the outside in, this felt like a non-negotiable, allegedly, for the Stiller family. Okay, we're going to the Met Gala because I understand it's a big to-do. We understand it's a big to-do because everybody says it's a big to-do, okay? We don't know what happens in there. We know everybody comes dressed in like Halloween costumes for some sort of theme. Looks like it's a costume party. Everybody's super well dressed. Everybody's super famous. Ben Stiller doesn't make it to the Knicks game. Knicks still win by a lot. How do you feel going forward if Ben should go to game or if Knicks really even noticed that he wasn't there?
I think the Knicks definitely noticed he wasn't there. I'm sure young Chalamet was there. But, yeah, like you said, it's non-negotiable. I'm sure this was on the calendar for a long, long time. A-list celebrity. He's been doing this with the fam for a while, I assume. No problem with this. He probably expects, hey, we'll be there. The Knicks will win.
Knicks fans had problems with it.
Did they even win in 35 out of trampling J.R. Smith?
Yeah.
I mean, Knicks fans, you know.
I mean, they were trampling J.R. Smith afterwards. I mean, he was in the middle of a riot outside that we have seen, and we love the fact that sports can make an entire city come together and celebrate the way that they do. The Knicks fans go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, out in the streets. There's a lot of people there. They go crazy in the street. J.R. Smith was in the middle. I don't think he fully understood what was about to happen, but I'd seen the song and dance on the internet before. We're happy he's okay.
Yeah.
But obviously, the Knicks get a massive win. And I mentioned it earlier. They've become like most dominant playoff team in like the play-by-play era or something like that. I forget the stat. Like since the 60s, they're dominating people right now, D-Bud. And that kind of led the charge last night until we had a little drama in the late night game.
Yeah, I didn't expect this ass beating. As we know, I picked the Sixers not only to win last night, I picked them to win this series. I don't know if I overreact to this belt to ass in game one. Jaylen Brunson is unbelievable. I'm not sure if the Sixers had time to really go over a real game plan for number 11, but they just let him do his thing all night long. Cat, he did his thing. I mean, it was a whole team effort, just belt to ass from wire to wire. But I'm still in on the Sixers, not only winning this game, but I like them coming out of the East, even after that shellacking last night. And like you said, the next game after this, with the Wolverine/Ant-Man coming back was spectacular.
Yeah, Timber Wolverine, Ant-Man for Minnesota. He, 9 days ago, hyperextended his knee in a disgusting fashion, so much so that I didn't even want to run it on the show. One of those types of injuries. Hey, don't even want to see it again. When it gets on the algo, you want to make sure that your phone doesn't see you seeing it and pausing on it, because they will feed that type of shit to your algo. So whenever those types of knee bends start popping on the algo, you got to make sure out. Don't want to see it. There was a little bit of a run there on X where they were showing us terrible things. And if you accidentally were like, what is it? Then it was like, oh, good for you. There's more right around the corner. You're going to get that. That type of injury. It was disgusting the way his leg bent. I don't know how he didn't tear anything. I don't know how he didn't break anything. Instead, he just bruised a bone, I guess, just bruised his bone. And obviously, he was under an incredible amount of pain. And 9 days later, he comes off the bench, puts down 18, talks his shit, gets a huge win in the San Antonio Spurs house. We'll talk to Chris Paul in just a matter of moments about all this. I'm sure he has much better thoughts than we do. But the thought that Wemby gets a triple-double, okay, and then some of them they're saying he's getting calls on the defensive side. Fascinating thing. A lot of great basketball players get calls on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're so good, they assume that if something happens, it's definitely a call. I think every NBA player that we've talked to, every NBA person that we've talked to said, you can go back and check history. Every good player gets calls. Like, that is kind of how it's always been. It's kind of how it works. How about Wemby getting calls on the defensive side? Such a good blocker, in my eyes, that the refs are hesitant to call anything. Now, feels like a couple of these, my dumbass eyes who do not play hoops, because they said that definitely hit the backboard. Now, one of them I don't think we could really be able to figure out. But I think Wemby has become such a monster that he can touch anything that the refs do kind of give him calls on the defensive side. And I think that's why the Timberwolves coach immediately afterwards was like, hey, would have been nice to get a couple of those goaltending. I think they're all trying to put a little public pressure on this thing to start happening, because there's a chance that this does become a thing for Wemby, that refs are scared to call it because it's almost like disrespectful to the greatest shot blocker in the history of the game, is what some people are calling Wemby.
Yeah, 12 blocks in a game, in a playoff game at that is, I mean, it's ridiculous. Every time you go in and take a shot, you step inside that three-point line, it's a risk of him getting up there and getting it. He is, I mean, he's an alien. When he step into that paint, he's a threat. 12 blocks, what are you saying? Maybe one or two of them were possibly a goaltender, so 9, 10 ethical blocks. But I love what I'm seeing from Wemby. Obviously, he has to get more done in the fourth quarter. You know, throughout the season, he was around that 30-minute mark, and I think he had 38, played the entire fourth quarter last night, didn't give his team enough. But this should be a great series. I like how the Timberwolves showed up.
Last possession here. The Spurs still have a chance to either tie or win. Wide open look for three.
Ooh, good luck.
Clankety clank. No thanks. Timberwolves up 1-0 in San Antonio in the second round. Anthony Edwards just saying he's going to play is insane. The fact that Ant-Man really has become this superhero-like in this series, and then the humility, obviously, to come off the bench. But then to come off the bench, be completely comfortable, understand who he is, what he is, when he is, and didn't look like there was any hitch in his giddy-up at all. The gait seemed very clean, and I think even at one point he screamed, back, con man. We love professional athletes that are dogs. Feels like Ant-Man personified it yet once again last night.
Yeah, big time. Feels like he's kind of becoming a different type of player with the T-Wolves. I didn't see it while watching, but there's a clip after, and he was motivating one of their young guys. I don't know who exactly it was, but it does seem as though he's stepping into more of a leadership role. And, that's the other thing about the T-Wolves. They've been here a few times. It's not like, with the Spurs. The Spurs are kind of slowly getting their playoff legs under them, kind of understanding the moment, understanding the game. The T-Wolves have, they've beaten teams in multiple years that have been better, quote unquote, better than them. I mean, obviously the T-Wolves were 12 and a half point underdogs last night, but still, like, they have that experience, and now the Spurs are trying to figure that out. But yeah, Ant-Man's a dog. I don't know how the hell we are hearing about 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5 for some players when Ant-Man basically blew his knee out and then 9 days later is playing. But that's
well, it's just a bruise. It's not a torn ligament or a pulled muscle. And it's like just a bruise. I think a bruise happens when something hits something that's not supposed to hit. So, like, especially bone bruises, I believe that's when something like hit.
Painful.
That's not.
Yeah. Looks so bad.
Painful. Yeah. I would like to know what he was potentially. What was the cocktail?
Grit.
Yeah, people said he had his PR voice, so it was a good one.
What do you mean?
I didn't know what does that mean? I didn't know he had a
People
PR
on the
voice.
internet were saying that this post-game interview, I've never heard Anthony Edwards talk like this before. Whatever they got him on, it has created a PR voice for Anthony. I like That's just what they said.
The internet is the greatest. Joining us now for his top three and then an NBA conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. CP3. CP3, Mr. Chris Paul, thank you for joining us. It is time for CP's top three, one of them being Minnesota stealing one on the road in San Antonio, and obviously Ant-Man being a stud. These top three, what I think we're going to do going forward is after we talk to you, it's going to be our three big takeaways from our conversation with you, so you don't have to actually piece them together. But this felt like a massive piece of our convo earlier, Chris.
Yeah, man, that's a big win for them, especially for Ant coming off the bench. I think they said that was his first playoff game coming off the bench. He finished with 18, had 11 in the fourth. When you're going on the road in the playoffs, you just want to try to steal one. And if you can win the first one, then you're feeling really good going into the second game.
Okay, so him coming back after 9 days with a bone bruise, I know it's been talked about a lot with, like, it's not a torn ligament, it's not a pulled muscle or whatever, but with other players in the past, all we've heard about is a need to go 1-on-1, 1-on-2, 2-on-2, 2-on-3, 3-on-2, 3-on-3. Like, what is the entire process? And can anybody just say, I'm playing, and they're kind of forcing the team's hands to let them play? How does that whole process work?
It's the playoffs. It's different, right? When he hurt his knee and I saw him hyperextended, I was uncertain. You just never know probably until people get MRIs back. But for him and knowing sort of, what did somebody say, the grit or whatnot that he plays with, he's a gamer, right? So Ant's a gamer. Everybody different too. Everybody not built the same in this league. There's some guys at times that may get injured, let it linger. You just never know, and you can't detect how hurt somebody is. But he one of those guys that just love to hoop, so I wasn't surprised to see him playing.
Okay, does he feel like an old school player whenever you meet him, play against him, watch him play? Because I think that is something we as outsiders look at Ant as is like, oh, he feels like an old school guy. Is that something that's an accurate depiction?
Yeah, he definitely got an old soul, and he played with a lot of joy. He gonna pop it, he gonna talk a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But he can back it up. And I think one of the dopest things that he did is if you listen to his post-game interviews, he was talking about how he could be better, right? He's talking about his turnovers. He was talking about things like that, and that's leadership. Whether it's his fault or not, he understands who he is and how to build up his teammates. So that's big, and that's growth.
That little mid-range thing that he's always been very committed to, him and SGA both. It's like just feels different. Yeah, it feels different than what it had been, though, for a while, right? Because Steph kind of changed everything when everybody that seemingly was under 6'5" was like, all right, every shot is going to be a three, and then there felt like there was a lot of room. It happened in our sport. Everybody got real small and real fast, and then you could take advantage of people, a little bit of power. For you guys, it felt like everything got real spread out, and then the mid-range became wide open.
To the mid-range, too. Mid-range killer, entire career.
Yeah, so did that happen?
I'll tell you what changed the game was analytics, right? Analytics, everybody started talking about you need to shoot this shot, you need to shoot this shot. And what it really is, you just need to make shots. And if you watch games, usually the most crucial shots of the game end up being mid-ranges or got spots where guys are just a little bit more comfortable. The very first practice when I got to the Houston Rockets years ago when I left LA, they put up a shot chart in the locker room. They showed us where they wanted us to shoot the ball from. I'll never forget it. They had a shot chart from the year before, and I think it was one shot that Ryan Anderson had took outside of the paint. And they was like, yeah, we don't want no shots from right here. I remember sitting in the locker room like, what the hell y'all bring me over here for?
Yeah, no doubt. Because you, point guard, obviously driving and running everything out there. So whenever you think about the high percentage, whenever you're deciding where you're going with the rock, okay, and you said analytics and you said made shots as opposed to which shots is a winner. We say that with every time they say 7 points is more than 3 points, whenever people decide to go for it, it's like, well, 3 points is more than 0 points though. Mm-hmm. So where do we kind of draw the line on what matters in comparison to? But when you're point guarding, does your game change with the players? Does your game change with the style of play? And did you realize there was a vastly different style of play from beginning of your quarterback career versus end of your quarterback career?
Way different. Way different. And I also believe in analytics too, but I think there's a happy medium. When I first came into the league, I realized the final score was 75-70 or 85-80. That's the score at halftime sometimes now in the league. But what made us really good in Houston, I tell you, while I was there, was because it gave us the ability to shoot threes, and then those teams that were being a crazy drop and try to stop James or different guys to get to the rim, I was able to do the mid-range and just mix it in. At the end of the day, you want to win the game. Whatever you got to do to win the game, you do it.
Can you still shoot it or no? Did you lose that?
No, don't play with me like that.
Never know.
I didn't know.
Don't try me like that. Don't try me like that. Can you still kick it? Can you still kick the ball through the uprights, or you?
I doubt it, man. Actually, I doubt it. I don't know. Remember TSD and left. I was both those. But TSD, remember last time I kicked the ball, I literally blew out my hip flexor, and
it was over for you. It was over for you.
My last time, yeah. That's my last time ever doing it. That's why every time we do this college game day, like field goal kick thing, you know, and people are like, are you going to kick it for him? It's like, I doubt it, man. If we want him to win, I don't know if that's the right thing to do right now. But I'll get back on the horse.
I got kids to take care of now.
Exactly. Potentially, yeah, with the kids with the S coming here very soon. It's crazy to think about, actually. We just talked about right before we went live. You're a full-time dad. I mean, you traveling across the country to be dad right now. You're coaching your ass off to be dad right now. Okay, let's talk about coaching, actually. Now that we're in this convo, let's stick with that game with Minnesota stealing one in San Antonio. I noticed something, and we kind of broke it down earlier. Feels like whenever this ball is missed and a rebound is had, there is a slight little potential look to the sideline on what we're going to do. 2 timeouts left for the San Antonio Spurs right here.
Right there.
Yes, you saw it too. Okay. So what is this, you think? And is this normal? And 2 timeouts left. What are your thoughts on San Antonio Spurs taking one there and being able to move it to front court or whatever the hell it is?
Man, it's so hard in these situations, right? Because everyone always says, I would do this or I would do that. If you stop, when it stopped right here, if you see De'Aaron Fox, he's looking right over at Mitch. If you see Vic right here, if you see Wemby right here, he stopped. And they're not sure if they're going to call a timeout. And I'm one of those people that I don't mind not calling a timeout, right? Because when you call a timeout, it allows the team to set their defense, get their best defenders in. Right here, they decided to go, but you could see that the guys were unsure. They still got a great shot from Ju, who is a great shooter. Obviously, that's one of those things. He makes the shot, everyone goes nuts. If he misses it, now you got everybody saying that,
Bingo.
They should have called him out.
Yeah, I'm the person actually that said that. Yeah, because my immediate thought is you got Wemby there. Let's draw up the perfect play for Wemby because you're down 2 right now. We don't necessarily need a 3. So in my head, I immediately go, 2 timeouts, which is interesting to just put the number 2 there for NBC, okay, as the timeouts. Interesting. I like that. My eyes will get used to that and reading that. But it's like I feel like you want to set something up, but then you get a wide open shot, so then you feel like a hypocrite kind of, and then you do feel like the Monday morning quarterback in the entire process. But let's talk about them getting the thing and looking over at the coach. Us in college football used to have everybody looking over to the coach, call the play. How often are coaches calling plays? And is this one of those moments where maybe he did call a play from the sideline and they decided to run that?
Well, I don't think it's a play. You don't have enough time to run a play because it's 7 seconds. But if you could see Mitch here, which I can't see it in this view, but I watched this play over and over. Yeah, that's not Mitch there. That's Finch. That's the coach from Minnesota.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Okay, yeah. You can see Mitch right now. Mitch is telling him to go, right? So knowing the league and knowing Mitch and how prepared he definitely always wants to be, he is probably, they talking about it as a team, is They just want clarity. They want to make sure everybody on the same page.
Okay, so what we're saying is Spurs can still learn from this. They keep it moving. Minnesota stealing
Absolutely.
one, though, gigantic on the road. Always, I feel like that's a best-of-7 series convo in your guys' sports. Is like, all we're trying to do is win at home, steal on the road. Now they get the first one against San Antonio Spurs. Good for them in the entire. Okay, let's go to New York. A man who is unstoppable, seemingly. The Brunson burner is certainly cooking in Madison Square Garden. 3 straight games with at least a 30-point lead at one point in the playoffs. First time ever. They're demolishing folks right now, obviously, with what they did to Atlanta and now to start this series. Your thoughts on Jalen Brunson and how he's become so damn effective? We watched him last year. Felt like he never missed. I guess he doesn't. That's just kind of his thing, Chris.
And Jalen's so tough, man. He's one of those guys that's you can't speed him up. He's going to go at his own pace. If they don't find a way to slow him down, then it's going to be a long series. It's going to be probably a quick series. But Jaylen, he just gets to his spots. He can play against taller defenders, smaller defenders. But the Knicks go as he go, and especially his cat is going too.
Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm maybe 6 feet, 6'1" on a good day.
Oh, I like that. 5'11". Okay, so how tall? How tall is Jalen Brunson? Is he
About
Listen,
that, right?
6'2".
so about 6 foot 6'1"? It does feel like similar place.
Yeah, we're probably about the same height. Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you known Jaylen? I assume that you have talked to him, right? Similar play, similar positions, similar sizes, similar build. Obviously, his dad's been around the game forever. You've been around the game forever. How is your relationship with Jaylen? And what have you seen him kind of grow? You said get to his spots and he doesn't speed up or anything like that. It feels like he's just unflappable. Has that how he's always been? And I just we haven't all seen it as much? Or he's an undeniable, it feels like, whenever he gets in these games.
I've known Jaylen probably since he was like in the 8th grade. Yeah, his dad actually spent the summer with me, traveling with me as my trainer. So I know him, his family. I was actually at the Final Four game with my son to watch him play when he was at Villanova. So I'm not surprised by any of the stuff that I see. He's always been steady, poised, and he just know the game.
He's fun to watch, man. He is fun to watch. And boy, you win a title for the Knicks? Cameron said he don't believe him. What a morning by Cam.
Time.
What a morning. I don't know if you got to see it. He was on First Take, Cam was, the entire show, and he did it. He did. He needs to be on there all the time. Let's get Mace's ass in there as well. I mean, it was special. He's a New Yorker, though. He said he doesn't know if he needs to believe in the Knicks yet at this exact moment. You believe in the Knicks?
I definitely believe in the Knicks. I definitely believe in the Knicks. I know it's going to be a tough series, though, because as long as Tyrese Maxey over there leading that team, then you always got a chance. And Maxey struggled last night, right? I think he only had 8 or 9 field goal attempts, which that's unusual for him. So he's going to get going at some point. I know that.
He's the fastest person you've ever tried to guard?
Tyrese be moving. He be moving.
What are you doing? You're hanging on? You're hanging on for dear life there? What is the goal there?
Man, slow him down, keep the ball in front of you. See, he's very good with his change of pace, too. He can get you going real fast and stop on the dime, kind of like Darius Garland. They both very similar like that.
So you're just fouling him, or what are we doing?
Ain't no fouling. Ain't no fouling.
I want to let you know that's what I would do. I'll use my 6.
No, you just
Pack him.
You just need to sit down. That's what you need to do.
Oh, come on! I'm on the court.
Cool.
Speaking of not being on the court, let's talk about the number 1 seed in the East. Here's our third takeaway from our conversation with you earlier. Pistons won't be asked to start this series. Now, those are not your words. Those are our takeaway from your conversation about what you believe the Pistons learned in the last series. Is it all on Cade? Is it the entire team? What are your thoughts on the Pistons as they kind of hopefully right the wrong of how they started the last series?
I mean, it's their team. I think this is, new territory for them after having the season that they had. But Cade is one of those guys, too, I've known for a long time, and he just one of them guys you ain't going to rattle either, right? Like, don't care what year it is for him. Cade has been the man on every team that he's probably played on ever in his life, and he's one of those guys I think that's built for these moments.
I love Cade. He had a bunch of turnovers in those first 3 games.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the big problem. It's like, hey, this guy's turning the ball over every single time he has the damn puck.
Yeah, ended up with the 5th most points in NBA history in a 7-game series in the first round.
On that note, Tone has a question for you, CP.
Yeah, Chris, it kind of felt like after the first few games that Cade realized, like, oh, I need to score 40 a game. Like, how is that as being a teammate to everybody? But you do realize, like, you're the superstar and you may need to get 40 a game for your team to win.
Every game is different. Every game takes on a personality of its own. And when you're a star like Cade, you gotta fill it out. You gotta figure out which games you need to get your teammates involved and which games you gotta go score and you gotta go get it. It's interesting. The 07-08 playoffs, which seemed like a long time ago, when I played against the Spurs, their game plan was to let me and David West score. Me and D West were scoring 36 and 38 just about every game. And they weren't letting everybody else score. So you got to see what the defense is doing. Because some teams, their game plan may be, hey, man, let him get his 40 and we still going to win. At the end of the day, you got to see what's working and see if you're winning.
That'd be a great night if they let you get 45 and you win. That'd be considered a successful evening in the association. Okay, thank you for that. Was a great afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run them down. Here's CP's top 3 from our conversations with him earlier this morning. The Brunson burner. Minnesota steals one on the road, and the Pistons won't be asked to start this series. We appreciate that, Chris.
Hell yeah, Chris.
We appreciate
always, fellas, always.
You're not leaving yet. We still got more questions, obviously. Jeez Louise.
Absolutely.
Con Man has a question for you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris,
I got nothing to do.
On that point, just about, letting players score, what do you think this Lakers Thunder series is going to be? Do you think the Thunder are going to kind of let LeBron and Reeves go, and then you kind of just lock everybody else down for the Lakers? Are they going to go at, SGA, Holmgren? Like, what do you see as kind of the strategy for both these teams, and how do you see it playing out? Because, LeBron's a 15.5-point underdog. It's going to be impossible not to bet on him. Not that you know anything about that, but that is his biggest spread or deficit as a NBA player in his entire career. But how do you see it going between these two?
2 things. First of all, I know Bron, I know players in this league, is that first of all, he had no idea probably that they're a 15-point underdog. He just probably know that people picking the Thunder to win. So that drives you and motivates you anyway, right? No matter what, you want to shut people up, especially on the road. It's always nice to win road playoff games. And then as far as OKC letting people do stuff, they just not built like that. They're just not built like that. They're not going to give anybody anything. Now, I'm not sure what their game plan is, but I know whatever it is going to be, it's going to be to play team defense, play with pace, and it sounds simple, but they play the same way every night.
Who does SGA remind you of in the history of basketball? Or if you were to mix a couple players from the past that create SGA? Because he, and as I just mentioned with Jalen Brunson last year with his run with the Pacers, getting to see it in real life, how he would just not miss. SGA, he was so silky. It was the cleanest I've ever seen, and then he was getting free throws left and right. Some people were getting mad. I just thought it was like incredible body control that this guy had. He seemingly... every piece of good basketball that you can have. It feels like
it's hard. I don't think of somebody else when I think about Shea, and I think Shea would probably tell you he's just a mix of a whole bunch of different. He just try to be himself, right? And he gonna get to the bucket if you let him. He gonna take the mid range if he can, but his whole game and everything changed when he started shooting more threes.
He would have been at the Met Gala last night, just absolutely crushing it.
Oh, yeah, cool caption.
You ever been to the Met Gala?
No, I haven't been yet.
Really? Feels like a lot of NBA guys kind of do the super fashion stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel that way?
Jimmy Butler was there last night.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade was also there.
Russell Westbrook.
But it feels like the James Harden video is one of my favorites from Paris Fashion Week, where he
yeah. Is that him and ASAP or Travis Scott?
A little bit too high for this, and he walked out. Feels like NBA super fashion, especially with the arrival shots and everything like that. Do you agree with that? Why do you think that?
Absolutely. I'm into all that stuff too. It just opened up a whole nother revenue for guys that play, and it gives guys the opportunity to show their personality, their style. There's so much difference in every player and what they're into, and it just gave another element. You gotta remember, my rookie year is when the dress code was implemented. right? My rookie year is when they said no more warm-up suits and all this different type stuff. But if you watch, I mean, when guys walk into the arena now, it's literally a runway. So businesses have been able to start and thrive over, players and what they're doing.
I love that. What are the rules? Oh, we got to take pictures? Got it. All right, we'll all create our own little clothing line.
You need to come on the show one day with a tunnel fit.
Okay, certainly you do that.
What's that
Is that
mean?
what Heidi Klum wore last night? Is that a tunnel fit where you put yourself in a costume?
One of like Halliburton's fit. Tyler.
Yeah.
Like this? Is this one we should talk about?
Who is this?
That's Heidi Klum from the Met Gala.
Come on, dude.
That's fashion, Chris.
That's not
You're not going to get invited. You don't pay attention to this type of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
The Rock showed up. He's wearing.
What did you used to wear to games? I'm curious. What did you used to wear to games?
I mean, pretty much what you saw me every single day. I actually created a shirt because Chuck Pagano instituted some rules on what you're allowed to wear. Had to have a different color than it was shirt, and it had to have, I think 6 buttons or something. So he's trying to get rid of the Henley. I created a Henley that had 6 buttons and had like a stiff collar, and then wore a sport coat. So I'm pretty basic. I wear Amazon t-shirts every single day, and basically the same pair of jeans on repeat, just like 10 pairs.
There you go.
That's cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, but I understand the fashion. Tyrese Halliburton's doing the fashion.
Yep.
I like the fashion.
Doc Bees.
Well, I don't fully understand all of it, though. So, like, they're just saying I can wear this?
Yeah.
Is that why they wear that? Like,
Individual expression.
It depends on the
Got it.
theme of the gala. The theme of the gala changes everything, and then it also, Bad Bunny, he showed up and he was
as an old man.
He was 90 years old.
I love that. He was like Johnny Knoxville from that Bad Grandpa movie.
Bingo,
Or whatever.
yeah.
I love that he did this. So it's like a Halloween party? Is that
It kind of looks like it, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of just wear what you
I
want.
fucking love Halloween now.
How come Tyrese wasn't there?
What's that?
How come Halliburton wasn't there?
I'm telling you, I think he's still battling right now.
Oh, with the
I
shingles?
thought he was at Raw.
Yeah, I was running that Raw last night too.
Also,
Probably watching Oba.
Yada I mean, Oba Femi's doing
sure,
his
sure,
thing.
sure, yeah.
Sorry, Chris. We didn't, so you'll go to the Met Gala next year, probably, if we had to assume?
I may. You know what I'm saying? I think it's something I've never had an opportunity to do in my career.
Pat will go with you.
No. Make sure I would not be invited to that. Have you seen? No way. I don't think my name would ever make that list. But on that note, we need you to kill that shit. Okay, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson last night, crushed it.
Yeah.
Wayne Wade had tank top, looked pretty jacked last
did.
night. Sports represent out there is a good thing. We want what goes on inside. Do you know?
I haven't been.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah, but
friends,
you know it feels.
You're in the know.
Maybe we'll never know.
What
Hey,
do
we're
they
not
do?
supposed to know. I know that we're not supposed to know. Okay, let's continue to talk a little bit about playoff hoops, shall we? Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Chris, your experience, what's the biggest change once you get to the playoffs? And how many years did it take you to get over the hump and win a playoff series as kind of like that lead player? Because you got young players, Wemby, obviously, K, they have playoff experience. But what does it take really getting over that hump? And what's the biggest adjustment, especially for young star players in this level?
Yeah, my first time making it to the playoffs was my third year in the league. And we actually beat Dallas 4-1, the first playoff series. And what you learn is that every game is different. When you win by 30, 35 in one of the games, it doesn't matter. That game is over and done with. And the series is all about adjustments. A 7-game series can be long. Injuries can happen. Guys can start making shots, missing shots. But the thing that I think I learned over my career and what I always tried to pass on to teammates when I did become a vet was don't get too high and don't get too low. We just all saw that in that last series. You can be up 3-1 and lose, and you can be down 3-1 and win. But in a playoff series, this is the craziest part. I told one of my friends that was playing in the playoffs in the first round, I said, when you win a playoff game, you feel like you're never going to lose again. When you lose a playoff game, you feel like you're never going to win again sometimes. So you just got to try to stay even keeled.
You have a friend that was playing in a playoff game? That's so cool.
What is wrong with
Who was
You're
it?
so cool, man.
Who was it?
He was talking to him.
Trying to think of who.
That was so cool. Could have been anybody.
Could have been anybody.
Guy played 21 years in the NBA.
Yeah.
How many all defensive teams?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Yeah.
Seven.
I would say 7.
7, guys. 7. Unless we start talking about the second team.
Nah.
Oh,
Right.
then you got 9.
I'd count those.
Yeah, I'd count those too.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It was a thing. You know, it's a thing in the NBA too. When guys guard and they play good defense, they like put their finger in there. First team.
Oh, really?
Really?
Now you got the patch
Tony
too.
Allen.
When do you do that? Okay, so when I'm playing pickup down here and I'm locking people down, which I will, by the way, because I'm bopping wood. This wood to be specific, but also any wood that we're playing on. That's I'm doing what now? I'm holding whenever they're coming down, I'm bopping wood with one hand. When am I talking about
after you get a stop.
Oh, yeah.
and they miss the shot. Just put up first team.
Yeah. I'd probably be third team though, I think. Maybe fourth.
Some guys that do that and they really ain't, but they just talking.
So it's how many 2 point guards? Or is it position based, or is it just defense based 5 and 5?
I think they changed it. I think the league changed it, almost like they did the All-Star game, where it's like positionless now. It used to be like 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, but I think it's positionless.
Now it's just like if you bop wood, we want to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy how they do some of the voting things or whatnot, because a lot of times the defensive awards or whatnot, it just go to stats.
What do you mean? Because I think Wemby was the unanimous this year, right?
He'll probably win 10 in a row.
Yeah, he's going to win a bunch of them because the
Yeah,
Bucs.
now listen. It ain't going to be up for question for a long time. Because Vic is different. He guard everybody. He going to win defensive player. He would have won it last year. I forgot who won that, but he just didn't play enough games.
Okay, so do you think he's going to start getting calls on the defensive side? That was my entire take. Everybody had been talking about, a couple maybe goaltendings after the ball touches the backboard, then he blocked it. There was 2 where we think probably that was the case, and then 1 that would have been a very
That
tough
was one.
Yes.
That was one.
There's another one, too. That one.
That was the other one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But neither of those are going in, but certainly goaltending call would have given the points. But on that note, do you think he's getting calls on the defensive side? Like everybody talks about getting calls on the offensive side. Do you think he's getting calls on the defensive side because they don't want to disrespect his shot blocking ability? So maybe there will be some goaltendings that'll probably slip by here because he's so dominant?
I mean, you could say that, but it's goaltends that happen every night in the league. I get scared for Vic for plays like that. When you see him go block the shot and his other arm just be in the rim or all this different, I'd be scared that he gonna get hurt just because. Watch that. Look where his other arm at. His hand, his wrist. Like
It's on the other side of the.
Banging it off a metal. I mean, gets in a finger there. He starts having broken fingers every night because he's battering him off the bottom of the backboard.
Yeah.
Gets a concussion from the bottom of a rim because he's in there going so
Crazy.
He's outrageous. Hey, see, Chris, you know him obviously a lot better than we do. And you know people of this size a lot better than we do. What is realistic expectation for how big he is? And this is so rude of us to do to him, but we don't think he would ever listen to this show anyway, so maybe he won't hear this. But 15-year career for somebody that size, it seems like a little bit of an anomaly, right?
Yeah.
Because the way the humans have been built and seemingly have operated, especially at that size. For him, it feels different, though. They were training like his feet muscles and tendons whenever he was growing because they understood he was going to be a giant athlete, basically. What should we expect from Wemby? Because it feels like he's in the best shape. I don't want to sound mean, but the best shape for like that tall of an individual that we've ever seen.
Yeah, Vic, just expect to see him for a long time. He's not just playing basketball; it's how he prepares for the game. He's doing the stretching. He be juggling and stuff. Like he is different in every aspect of it. Like he prepares, he trains, he does all the little details. And even though he may not watch or whatnot, he's not a dummy. He hear what people say or whatnot, and he acts accordingly.
Well, congratulations, mon frère, Wembanyama.
Congratulations, mon.
Yeah. Merci beaucoup pour parler au basket. Yeah, but
Sure.
yeah, of course.
Le basket.
Thank you.
Sounded good.
Hey.
Nailed it.
He know everything too. Like pop culture, he know everything that's going on. Like he tapped into any and everything.
Oh, so you think he walks up, I go, bonjour, ça va? He goes, ça va, Pat? And I go, je m'appelle Pat. Yeah, oui.
He'll probably start laughing at you.
Oui. Yeah, that is. And then I'll drop an au revoir,
Sure.
and I'll keep it moving. Then I want to come back for an actual conversation. Sir, can I talk to you for 3 minutes? Where are you from? Are you you're an alien? How do we go about doing this? He's special, man. Yep. Feels like he's a special talent. And I like that people are already coming after him a little bit. They're not real blocks. Okay, this is all fake. Gets a triple-double.
Coach potting after the games. I do want to ask you, though, Chris, his usage. Throughout the regular season, he was around kind of that 30-minute mark, and obviously a lot of these playoff games, you're going to play more than that. How do you feel about him handling that extra load now? Obviously, you want to go deeper into the playoffs and hopefully win a championship if you're him and that team.
He's going to be fine with it. And this is what I'll tell you, just sort of behind closed door, is guys prepare to play for double overtime. Whatnot. That's just the rotations and how it go. Like when you get ready for the playoffs, you training, and the guys that are the guys, the stars, the main guys. That's why you see these videos all the time of the star player, like everybody left and that guy's still shooting, right? Or practice is over, everybody leaving, this guy's still on the bike or whatnot. These guys who are the guys, they don't just become that overnight. They put the work in because they know in the fourth quarter they're gonna get the ball. The responsibility is going to be on them. So, yeah, Vic prepared for it all.
The work ethic tales from the NBA are absurd because obviously the Michael Jordan ones, sure. I apologize to both parties there, Jackson, Jordan, Game 6. But anyways, Michael Jordan's work ethic, outrageous. Kobe Bryant, obviously, they talk about it. Sounds like, and I think you and the way LeBron James, obviously, clearly 41 years old, it's like the amount of cardio, conditioning, the amount of running, traveling, lack of sleep. It does feel like that is a massive benefit or a bonus if you have it or not. Does everybody have to be in shape? Like, how does basketball work? And is it obvious whenever guys aren't and it's like they just get left behind? Like, should we assume that everybody that's a star in the NBA is working their asses off? Like, I think there's a legendary story about your team potentially working out after a playoff game happened or something like that. Should we assume that everybody we know in the NBA is like that and has that trait or gene?
Just about every team has that, right? Depending on what the weightlifting coach is into, a lot of guys have to lift after the game. Before the game, everybody sort of has their own regimen, what works. But there's what's it called, low-minute games. Like the guys who don't play much, usually like on a day off. So say the playoff game was last night. The guys who didn't play much in the playoff game tonight, say today was off, those guys still going to come in and they're going to play.
Okay.
They're going to hoop. They're going to play. They're going to play a bunch of games because you got to get that cardio in and play games, or you just become out of rhythm.
Man, maybe we get in some of those.
They call it low-minute games. Yeah, I got involved in some of those for a little bit with the Clippers this year.
Oh, really? You in the Clippers?
Just for a hot second.
Because I saw there was a card game.
That was cards.
Yeah, cards.
That came out.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
But I still was there for a little while.
Yeah, but I want to let you know, a lot of people on the internet saying they didn't believe you. I will let you know that. They're saying, nope, I don't believe that happened at that time.
We believed it.
We believed you. We believe CP3.
I should have took a video of us playing cards, shouldn't I?
Yeah, remember? 11 cards, 6 rounds. You've only told me a couple things about it. I'm already trying to learn. I'm trying to get out there.
You remember.
Yeah, of course. Listen, that's how that whole thing goes, especially if I'm trying to fly out to L.A., win a nice round of ounce, and then post just want to make sure that motherfucker's dead. I can't wait to do that. I cannot wait to do that. Do you want to pick some games tonight? Certainly. Let's make sure that you can have friends all around. Cavs, Pistons, 7. NBC, Pistons favored by 3.5. What about this Cavs team makes you think that they could cover? And what about this Pistons team, makes you think they could definitely win and cover as well?
Well, Donovan Mitchell is on the court, so that's what the Cavs is always going to have a chance. Dahn is just a gamer, you know what I mean? And so it should be a really good matchup, especially with Dahn and K leading their teams.
Okay, so we like both teams there. Lakers, Thunder. Thunder favored by 15.5. Connor said it earlier. This is the biggest underdog in a playoff game that LeBron James has ever been. I feel like DraftKings is potentially tempting us with the crown for the man who's had the crown for the NBA for a long time here. Chris, your thoughts on this Oklahoma City team who shows up every night the same way you said earlier?
Yeah, they just one of those teams that I think JJ said it the other day. It's one of the best teams probably ever, just because they're not going to beat themselves, right? And now the hardest team they say to beat a lot of times is a team that's gotten there and won it, right? They proved that they can get over the hump, that they can take all the tough battles. So they're not going to beat themselves. But the Lakers, they understand, they battle tested. Braun ain't going to go in there and try to steal one.
All right, well, good luck to everybody tonight, and we appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah, baby, Chris. We go from one legend in Chris Paul. Feels like he likes the Oklahoma City team.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
And I'll tell you what, after watching the Knicks do what the Knicks just did a couple times, it's like 15.5. I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we've seen a couple games this season. We saw during the playoffs, we've seen a couple, but we've also seen some electrifying moments. Will LeBron James be able to cook up a few more here with Austin Reeves, as Luka hasn't even done one-on-ones yet, I don't think, right? That's what Sham said yesterday?
That is what Sham said.
Is he back in America?
Luka?
Yeah, he's back,
I think so. He was shooting a basketball, but not one-on-ones.
Yes. Luka's back in America.
I just want to know, man.
I don't like that he has a hamstring, though, because this was the best shape that we've seen Luka ever in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked unbelievable. So the fact that he got a hamstring worries me a little bit. I don't know how quickly he'll recover, but obviously the NBA's missing Luka Doncic in the playoffs. Luka and LeBron going crazy with Austin Reeves right now against an Oklahoma City team that's trying to build a dynasty. Whenever you talk about attention and aura coming from a series, that would be it. But instead now it's how much can LeBron do at 41 against a team that might be the best of all time. Austin Reeves doesn't deserve that kind of slander, because they're kind of just shooing him out because this kind of was his big coming out year. Yeah. And then he got injured, so he kind of disappeared. But Austin Reeves and LeBron James battling against this Oklahoma City, it has me a little bit scared because, like you said earlier, Connor, I almost want because I've seen LeBron's ride.
Yeah.
I almost want to just ride with him in his biggest critic from the sports book in the history of his playoff career, which, by the way, he's played more playoff games than anybody in the history. Foxy, I don't know how to feel about this one because I feel like Oklahoma City could be a little bit of a runaway. Could be a little bit of a wagon.
I'm taking the 15.5 points with LeBron all day. And if I'm proven wrong, then so be it.
The thing is, I immediately thought to myself, might never get this opportunity to do this again with LeBron.
Exactly.
But if they lose by 30, it might get even worse.
Game 2,
next game. And I don't want that.
I don't want that one bit.
There's no way.
LeBron plus 15.5.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
That's not happening.
I'm not confident, though. I'm not sure where the crown lies right now. Because it might be right there on SGA's head.
It could. It is actually.
We're going to be really mad if LeBron covers and we don't take it, though.
Yeah, you're right. We'll be so disappointed in ourselves.
Just as mad if OKC wins by 30.
Because we knew it was potentially coming. Yeah, it's a tough thing. You know what else is tough?
Good game to stay away from.
Winning the Kentucky Derby. There's been so many legends of the past. There's been so many horses that'll be remembered forever, jockeys that are talked about, and trainers come into the spotlight week of. And you hear a lot of different names, you see a lot of different personalities. And this past weekend, for the first time ever, a female trainer, the trainer of Golden Tempo, won the most electrifying Kentucky Derby that I have ever seen. That trainer, the icon, the one that'll be stamped in the history books. Ladies and gentlemen, Cherie DeVaux.
Yeah, Cherie!
How we doing, Cherie? How we doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. Had a birthday. Had my daughter's birthday, Cinco de Mayo. Can be nowhere near how great you have to be feeling as you etch your name in history, and also the horse that you obviously love and care for and trained has a massive dub in the biggest race on earth. Can you tell me about the feelings as you watch Golden Tempo fall behind and then start moving? Was this the plan all along, Cherie? And how much faith did we have?
So he's a deep closer. He finds himself towards the back of the pack. I think he just likes to let all of his buddies do the heavy lifting, and then he has a really nice turn of foot towards the end of the race in all of his races. So he comes with a burst of speed, and so I was watching the race unfold in front of him, and felt there was pace, and it was up to Jose to navigate the run with Golden Tempo, and he executed it perfectly. But as he started making his run, that's your heart gets pumping. And then when he came up to Renegade and those two hooked up and we got our head in front, it was just surreal.
Okay, well, congratulations on all those feelings. Obviously, that's what all the work is for, so you can feel that as it's coming down the stretch, and then the excitement immediately upon realizing that Golden Tempo has done it. You said and talked about Golden Tempo as if it was a human. Golden Tempo just lets all his buddies kind of do all the hard work at the beginning and then kind of catches up and does it. Is that kind of how I should be viewing horses? Like, they all do have their own individual personalities. Like, when you're training them, whenever we're coaching somebody, we try to reach the person that we're coaching. Training is similar with horses. You have to, like, there's different ways to reach each horse. And how do you figure that out with Golden Tempo?
Well, most definitely it is an individualized approach, or the way I train anyway. Each horse is going to be different, just like players are going to be different. And you have to taper your training to get the most out of them. So, Golden Tempo, he's a relaxed horse, and that's his whole being, and it's his whole demeanor around the barn. But, he is talented, and when he needs to make that run, he makes it. So, like, we were in a kind of a holding pattern in our Derby preps. And then coming out of Louisiana and the Louisiana Derby, we really keyed him in to just really try to hone in and try to tighten him up. He was kind of a little on the heavier side, so we needed to really put a couple stiff works into him, and that made all the difference.
Stiff works is like a cardio session, like you would do with a player or an athlete, like a workout.
Right.
And then how does Golden Tempo handle that? You got to, hey, it's for your own good. It's for your own good. Hey, you got to do it. It's like, how is that relationship between trainer, horse, player, coach? Because from my understanding, these horses are like mystic beings. Like they're like very intelligent, obviously, and incredible athletes. The relationship probably matters pretty big, I would assume.
Well, it does. So I'm the coach, but we also have exercise riders, and Jose breezed them once. His key work Jose was on. So I give it the plan, and it's up to them to enact it. So the riders are pivotal in enacting what I come up with in training, and it just worked out, and the horse has to respond and come out of those works in great order. So, unlike human players, they can't tell us how they're feeling, if they feel knocked down from the work or if they're hurting anywhere. So we really have to hone in on those little key nuances.
Yeah, I love it. And obviously those 2 minutes are absolutely electrifying, but obviously those aren't the only two races of the season. 23-1 odds, wild, fun win for a lot of people. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Cherie, when it comes to racing, and not just the Derby, just every race, because you've been training for so long, do you have a sense that you'll win every single race that your horse is in? Like, are you that confident regardless of what the odds are, or is there kind of a realistic expectation going into it? And did you feel different about Golden Tempo? Did this feel like, okay, this might be the year that we win the Kentucky Derby?
Well, I do try to have realistic expectations, and after he won his first prep at the LeCompte, we can see that the speed figures needed to improve, and he needed to improve. So we did talk, and he finished third in his subsequent Derby preps. And the conversation was, let's get him to the Derby and make sure he's improving so that we have him peaking on Derby day. So his odds were 23-1, and they were rightfully so just by his past performances. I was feeling super confident in Golden Tempo and Jose's ability to get him there. But realistically, it's the Kentucky Derby. Many go their whole life. Many trainers go their whole life without hitting the board in that race or being in the race, and to be a one and done, I went there once and we got it done. I had confidence, but I couldn't believe it actually happened.
Okay, you talked about the many trainers that never get to the Kentucky Derby. Obviously, you've won it. Congratulations. Can't wait to see what you continue to do as a trainer. How'd you get into all this? We saw that in 2018. You started your own. You kind of became a head trainer, I believe. You left Chad Brown and Chuck Simon, rest in peace. I believe you were assistant trainers with them. When you were a kid, have you been in the horse game? Like, did you do like 4-H? Like, how did you, were you on a farm? How do we get into horse racing and training?
So it's kind of a funny story. My parents are involved in in harness racing, and they took a sabbatical. They live up in Saratoga area, so they took a sabbatical, moved to South Florida. I always have had horses in my life. I used to compete in rodeos. I went to school for pre-med, mainly because I wanted a job that I could afford horses in my life. And my parents, I paid for my own college, and my parents unceremoniously dropped me off at college and went back to New York and changed my residency. But that is what forced me to move back to New York, and I went to college up there. And my mom, I needed a summer job, and she said, well, there's this job, you just walk the horses, you can be done by 10. And I was like, that's good. I can wake up early, be done. And I started as a hot walker, just by happenstance of where my life led me.
I love the story.
Wow.
I love the story. Pre-med, yeah, gonna have to become a brain surgeon if we want to afford these damn horses because of how expensive they are. Obviously, we've seen that celebrated as we look at the Kentucky Derby. Now, we got Preakness coming up here, and I know this is a big conversation about, does the Derby winner run it or not? And I'm not going to act like I'm a horse expert. Feels like it is a huge convo every time it happens. Have you made the decision, or how does that? Does Mr. Vinny Viola, incredible owner, obviously, of the Panthers and of Golden Temple, how does that all come together?
So I just got back. It's been a whirlwind couple days, and I just got back to Lexington, and he's going to go back to the track tomorrow. We'll give him a couple days. Just to see how he is, and Golden Tempo he's going to dictate the decision, but we're also going to talk about, whether we think a cutback in distance off 2 weeks rest is really what's best for him. So there's a lot of conversation right now. We're all just enjoying the moment, but we'll get to that. We'll start that tomorrow, and hopefully by Thursday we have a decision.
Okay, so you'll do like a full horse physical, for lack of a better word, to see how Golden Tempo came out of the race, because obviously once the adrenaline and everything kind of wears off, where do we land after the celebration? If horse is able to train and stay in shape, we'll then go to Preakness. If not able to train because something lingering, we'd take rest time there to hopefully get Golden Tempo healthy, so then we can race again down the road.
Right, and he'd actually have to come out of the race with more energy because we are going to cut him back in distance. So there's a lot of factors that go into that, and we just haven't had a chance to have an informed conversation and put everyone's input in. And then, like I said, Golden Tempo, he could be sound, but a hard race can knock him out, and he just might need a little bit more time to get back into feeling himself.
Hey, how about it? You're now in the position to have to figure out whether or not we're going to run for it. Like a lot of trainers probably talk about it. There's probably a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking that happen whenever other people are making decisions. And obviously the outside world that loves Golden Tempo, especially after what we just watched at Kentucky Derby, would love to be able to bet on this horse again. We have our thoughts. And now you're sitting in the barn, actually, to make the decision. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on being obviously historic, not just in the horse racing world, but in sports as a whole. And thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have enjoyed your birthday celebrations.
I was going to come down to the Derby, actually, but because it's the birthday, with kids.
Yeah.
It is chaos down there. Hey, it is the one, right, for all parties. Everybody thinks that trainers, owners, fans, Kentucky Derby is just does it all right. Why is that?
It's just, it's a pinnacle race. It's exciting. There's a lot of buildup. And something like the Breeders' Cup, where you have a lot of categories of racing, you have multiple shots to try to achieve a Breeders' Cup win. You have one shot at the Kentucky Derby.
And you did it. And you did it.
And Golden Tempo.
Took it.
One opportunity. Don't miss your chance to blow. Golden Tempo. Said I'm out of here. Congrats to you. We can't wait to follow along with the rest of your horse training career. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Good luck with that decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to be able to bet on Golden Tempo. I just learned about this horse. Ladies and gentlemen, Cherie DeVaux. Tough decision.
Yeah, I mean, gonna need to see that Triple Crown run at least to go for.
And we're gonna need to see Golden Tempo's odds.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna have to make a lot of tough
shorter
decisions.
distance though.
Like, who's gonna play her in the movie?
Oh, there's definitely
because this is a pinnacle for her to win that race, make that history. Like,
how about her saying there's a lot of trainers that'll never win the Kentucky? That was her as a trainer saying, "Hey, a lot of trainers never win."
Can't believe it.
And then now she's, "Hey, how many of these
Again.
Once you taste the confetti, it's almost like
Rapoli, not a trainer, but like think about him like
0 for 9.
You're going in, and you're going into it this year like, hey, we're the favorite now. This is the time.
Just the pole position, got him.
Yeah, well, don't pull down in there, which, hey, I'd rather have it, he said.
Yeah.
Hey, fam, we won. Okay? You listen to me, boy. That was
Kiss
great.
me.
That was the most Italian conversation of all time.
Amazing.
A lot of people were saying there was some cooking going on in the NHL last night. Connor was all worked up.
Really?
Yeah, there was icing, no icing, led to a go-ahead goal, led to a coach losing his mind and having Connor tweet out in the morning saying, how in the world of hockey is that not an icing? The guy's behind the red line, which is the halfway point, clearly. Dumps it in, nobody touches it, goes all the way. How is that not icing?
Yeah,
that's a good
I
question.
personally, from the back view, now this particular view shows a different story, obviously, with the race. It looked like Jockey Aces was kind of in there maybe a little bit and could get on there. And from my non-hockey playing, but just hockey viewing world, I believe it's a race from the puck drop circle there, I believe is considered to the dot. Okay, perfect. Felt like he was kind of in it, and then he wasn't. But boy, people are saying, really interesting how this all worked out. And Vegas Golden Knights go ahead and knock in the go-ahead goal with less than 5 left in the third period. Interesting corruption, con man, is what people were saying.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. But it is tough. It's one of those things, especially on the icing, where, hey, how many times is the guy actually, over the line? Now, that one was egregiously behind the line. But the race to the puck as well, like, even just rewatching it now, and Quenneville is flipping pissed, man. He's not having it whatsoever. Even when rewatching that replay, though, how's the ref on the right side calling no icing when the ref on the left is right there? Like, I would rather to see that guy maybe make a call. I did see someone say, hey, it's a race to the hash marks, and you can kind of see Jackie Ace's left skate ahead at
the one on the left
mark.
is a linesman. The one on the right is a referee. So it is the linesman's call.
So what's he doing way down there?
Whatever the case, hockey's delivering every night, as is the NBA. PK Subban will join us on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We'll see you in about 3.
Well, hello, beautiful Pittsburgh. The NFL Draft Experience, where we're about to see one of these 8 NFL fans attempt a $250,000 field goal. What we did was we took all of your names and we put it into a randomizer, okay? Now, 8 is a random number, but I would like you to see your names all across the wheel. Camera to legitimize it. I will press this, and one of you will be randomly selected. $125,000 to charity and $125,000 to your pocket. Now, it's not just me doing this. Roger Goodell said he will split it. So this will actually be a $500,000 kick. $250,000 to you. $250,000 to charity. Now we wait. Popped on. Greg. From Pittsburgh. What is the strategy here for you, Greg?
Nothing. I'm going to take Boswell. It's just Boswell. I've been watching him for 22 years. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do. Just embody Chris Boswell. Hold on one second. All right, just kick the ball. Go on, Greg. This guy sucks. Holy shit. You're back in the game because he was so ass. We are back in it. Please, you can all see it. It's legit. Sophie! New England Patriots fan. Short run up. Good effort, Sophie. I appreciate the effort. I hope you have so much fun in the city. Enzo, you can't hold again. You can't hold again. What if we did one of you represents all of you? $100,000 to each of you if the person makes it, and then a match to charity from me and Roger Goodell. Now, you people who are representing all different teams' fan bases have to decide who will be representing for you. I'll see you in 30 seconds. They're gonna start fighting each other. They got no chance in it. Now we got a Rams fan who might be the silent assassin coming out of the group. The team has spoken.
If you could remind the entire world of your name and if you played soccer before in your life.
Sam Bailey. No, I didn't, but I kicked in high school.
Put her through, Paul! Oh, shit. Congratulations.
Thank
man.
you.
So happy for you. 600,000 to charity, 600,000, 100,000 individual in the final six.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Cinco de Mayo Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. Hour 2 of the program begins now. Sports are the greatest. We're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about them. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We hope you enjoy the hell out of it. Obviously, this celebrates the Battle of Puebla in 1862, where the Mexican forces who were outmanned, outgunned, out-equipped, found a way to beat the French and celebrate the hell out of life, and that is what we will certainly do today. Congrats on the big win. That's kind of
huge.
Feels like reading up on it, and obviously Cinco de Mayo has been utilized as Americans for a long time to get absolutely hammered drunk off of margaritas and tequila and things like that, and celebrate and salute, obviously, our neighbors to the south of the United States of America. Once you start diving in, it's kind of a 300 story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
What was the spread? What was the line?
It was
huge.
The French were minus 10,000, I think. From my understanding, just the way I was reading it, the French were minus 10,000. The Mexicans did not have a lot of people or shit.
Yeah.
I guess they had the people and the shit. And then on Cinco de Mayo, 1862, finally.
Kind of started a tough run for the French, actually.
Well, and then they made that terrible deal for Louisiana.
Yeah,
I mean, what a great buy by us. I mean, we worked them pretty good. Now, I will say, French fries are delightful. French toast, phenomenal. Croissants are so good. They got little hot dogs they put in their baguettes. So good. A little ketchup in the hole.
Oh, really?
Then you go ahead and lob that thing down in the baguette, and then you kind of toss it around like it's a set it and forget it thing. And then it kind of molds its way through there. French got that.
Wemby.
Sure.
Wemby.
Thank you.
Very French.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
Wemby, yes.
He's very French. We spoke French.
I said
first.
Wendy? No. I
thought you said Plan B. I was like, oh, that's a French thing?
Well, I think they would call it actually "bay" because I think it's "bay," "say," "day," "oo," "f," "j."
Bingo.
If I had to guess. Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor, at Tone Diggs. Don't want to have to do this history for Mexico and France, but just kind of the reason for Cinco de Mayo. I thought for sure that some people, not me, I would never think this. People I know, though, were like, Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo.
Idiots.
I'm like, you stupid
We're
idiots.
We're here to educate.
It's the Battle of Puebla.
Yesterday we celebrated May the 4th. Even a lot of us don't watch those movies at all, but all of us.
We had a lightsaber in here.
Bingo, that's what I mean.
We did the father
That's what this
thing.
program does. We educate and we inform people on what day it is.
And we explain reasons to celebrate. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here.
Absolutely.
A lot of reasons to celebrate
Always.
if you're a OKC fan. A lot of reasons to celebrate if you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan.
Yep.
Have you seen what they've been doing? 6 straight.
Yeah.
These dudes
Have they
haven't
trailed
lost.
yet?
Yes, last night, first
Okay.
time. Flyers had a 2-1 lead for a large portion, actually, of this game. But instead it goes to overtime. And the Caniacs at home get another 6 straight playoff win. The boys have not lost. This is obviously best of 7 series. They win the first 4, they sweep, and then now they're starting to do the same here for the Philadelphia Flyers. This is a great team, these Caniacs, and I'll tell you what, they're ready for it up there. Their fans have been fantastic and spectacular from Jump Street down there.
I love a good team, a hot team, and especially with a great fan base behind them. That's my favorite part about kind of still learning about hockey is watching these different barns, these different environments, these different buildings, and Carolina has one of the best ones.
Certainly, and they got good traditions.
Yeah,
they have
do.
a siren at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what was
Power.
old buddy's name? What was his name? Seth what?
Seth Jarvis.
Seth Jarvis, okay, is what they call him. Jarvis's boys from Manitoba. Is that where these lads are from?
Oh, yeah.
The lads have become a traveling circus, which everybody absolutely loves. They're like, hey, the boys are actually coming to town. They let them do the siren. They
That's
actually
awesome.
wailed the
Just his
siren.
boys?
Yeah, his boys. Jarvis' boys are in there.
Did they do it justice?
Oh, he scored, they won, and they gave this pre-siren crank interview.
Yes, Ron, we are moments away from sounding the siren, and you know these guys, familiar faces from north of the border, the traveling crew of Seth Jarvis's childhood buddies. So, guys, I have to ask, you're all here, and there's a lot of you, but there's only one siren. So how did you decide who gets to crank this thing up?
You know, we went out for dinner last night. We asked Jarvie, who would you least want to sound the siren? We ended up with this guy right here.
It's because he's using PEDs. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they would go on to crank the siren. Jarvis' boys would do that. Jarvis would score in the game, and then they would win. That could completely backfire on all parties.
Oh, yeah.
Carolina Hurricanes, who's hitting your siren, before massive playoff game? Oh, Jarvis' boys from Manitoba. They've been kind of traveling around raising a lot of hell. Those boys are going to wail on the siren. Obviously, in the arena, have to have the support of the arena to be able to do this. It's Jarvis' boys from Manitoba. Imagine Jarvis has the worst game he's ever had. Imagine they lose to the Flyers. That could have all went the completely wrong direction. But instead, classic Jarvis fashion. Jarvis puts one home, and the Canes continue to win in the playoffs. And now Jarvis' boys potentially cranking sirens all damn year. And I'm pretty pumped up about that.
Yeah, remind me of the Roller Boys in Buffalo. They got to do their drum thing up there, which got the crowd hyped. And then Jarvis' boys doing the siren. The pregame intermission stuff for the NHL has become one of the things to watch that you have to do now for the NHL playoffs, besides what's being done on the ice.
Nothing will ever be able to top Ty Schmidt potentially decapitating somebody with a real sword.
Sure.
As he was 45 drinks deep, I think.
That's on them.
I don't know.
That
man.
guy crushed it last night, too, by the way.
Oh, the Golden Knight?
Yeah, the Golden Knight getting the crowd going with the sword and the shield. It was fantastic.
Well,
it's worn down now, by the way.
The dull blade?
Been doing it so much that the shield, no, not the blade. The shield is worn down. The Vegas Golden Knights logo, half of it is missing because it's just gone through the gold paint and it's just becoming a silver shield.
It's a real sword out there that the Golden Knight has.
Uses a whetstone to sharpen it every night.
Yeah, and Ty Schmidt was hammer drunk, having his own little Make-A-Wish night for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, there it is.
Where he was able to crank the siren. He rode the Zamboni. He got a chance to go in the change room afterwards, and the Golden Knight wanted to add into his great, spectacular evening, and they gave him this sword and that real shield, and he said, all right, Jumbotron's coming to you. You just need to hit this thing. Bang,
They did a
bang,
great job.
bang. And Ty almost hit the suite right next to us with an actual sword. And then he yelled at the Knight for being rude to him. And then the Knight took the sword, did the thing, place went crazy. Golden Knights win. It was considered a celebration. Could have went the wrong way, just like the Canes did.
Yeah.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man whose family is Stanley Cup champion. I guess you could say that hockey's in his blood. A college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, is that Jack Johnson's brother-in-law, AJ Hawk?
Yeah.
Hey, Hawk! What's up, Hawk?
Yeah, it's in my blood, I guess, through marriage. But getting back quickly, you mentioned pigs in a blanket, and you said the French are responsible for that. I don't believe they are.
No, pigs in a blanket, a little bit different, I think that is...
I don't know how different it might be. It sounded pretty spot on.
No, isn't pigs in a blanket with a pancake, or no?
No. Pigs in a blanket is with the Pillsbury Doughboy crescent rolls over the hot dog, if you will.
Oh. Crescent roll sounds like it's pretty French as well, but I don't want to just automatically say it's there.
Pigs in a blanket are unbelievable. The way I took it exactly how AJ took it, you were kind of describing a pigs in a blanket, but you said the hot dog was in the crescent.
in the baguette.
In a baguette.
More of a hog
But
in a
then you said you
sleeping
wrap
bag.
it
Is
around.
it sticking out at all?
Ketchup already in there?
What's that? Is it sticking
Is
out?
the hot dog sticking out at all?
It's not a baguette corn dog. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
They took the bread out and it slides in.
It's stuck in there like this.
Copyright.
Are you unfamiliar with pigs in a blanket?
I think I've had pigs in a blanket. It sounds like I've definitely
That doesn't sound like it.
pancake wrapped around sausage.
No,
Not a pancake. I mean, no.
that might be a breakfast
That's a,
thing. I don't.
Red box.
Yeah, that's a breakfast like thing.
Bangers.
Okay, so you
Can we
guys are
pull
putting
up
a
pigs in
French,
a blanket for this guy?
You're putting a
I'm just
French-
saying, stop giving the French credit for that. You can't give them credit for
You
it.
said it's in a crescent roll?
Yeah.
Pillsbury is American. Hello.
Yes. We know for sure.
You've seen them many, many times.
Okay.
I'm pulling. I'll set.
Oh, yeah, no. So there would be a bottom to that, and it would be much different bread. A baguette's like big. This thing's like a foot long.
Okay. So the French fucked it up again.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, pigs in a blanket are vastly
Sounds like
superior foods than what you
Let's get away from this, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us now is a man who probably speaks French, probably has some thoughts on this. It is incredible to have him back on the program. 13 years he spent in the NHL. Now he is wearing a different outfit every night on ESPN that makes you go, holy hell. What will he do next? Ladies and gentlemen, PK Subban.
Hey,
PK!
Great to have you.
What's up, boys?
We had to wait until the
What's up, Pat?
we had to wait until the Celtics were eliminated to have you on because we didn't want your Tatum shit coming back.
You didn't want the J.
Yeah,
Tatum.
we didn't want it. So it's great to have you back. We understand that there's maybe some stuff going on with your house as well, so we appreciate you making time. Happy NHL playoffs, PK. Happy NHL playoffs. Feels like
Thank you.
numbers up and to the right. Let's immediately talk about your outfits. Okay, so Dahn Cherie, Hockey Night in Canada, right? Is that what it's called, the show?
Yes,
al-
yes.
Always known for these very loud suits, like very loud. Like that was kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that is becoming your thing? And how do you top yourself every single night? Because I think last night you had, what's going on, PK?
This was my favorite meme. Like when what the fans did with this picture, I love the most.
No,
pants up. Pants up to the back of my head was unbelievable. I'd have me on the floor.
Well, the
I was
box
dying.
pants that came, and then the huge sweatshirt that came, and then there was the onesie, the green onesie. It's like, how do you top yourself? It is a feat, I think, now with where you're headed with this entire thing.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's ever going to be another Dahn Cherie, but I love Dahn Cherie. I grew up watching him. I still love him. I miss him so much, especially in Canada. He's probably, between him and Bob Cole, they're probably the two reasons of why I love the game so much outside of just playing it. I just wanted to listen to those guys. So, but Dahn's suits, okay, we got to dive into that. Dahn's suits were like couch material that he used to cut. Like his suits, his jacket would go all the way down to his ankles. Everybody thinks it was cut off until I met Dahn Cherie at 10 years old. I think the first time I may have met him when I was a little bit younger, but when I remember, 10 years old, I remember meeting him and I could not believe it. It went down all the way down to his ankles. And I was like, dude, what's this made out of? It was a couch material. So I don't know if I can ever replicate what Dahn did. His suits were above and beyond. But look at that. You're not getting a suit like that anywhere. That's what makes Dahn. It's crazy. So, but to be honest with you, Pat, I've always been a fashion guy. I love fashion, but it's always been kind of towards me. I've never really gone to a fashion show or, went to Milan to any of these, big fashion events. I wasn't really into that, to be honest. I just like to wear what I like to wear. And the NHL allowed me to kind of open it up with the suits a little bit. Now they don't have the dress code. I would have loved that when I was playing. But now it's like on ESPN, I feel like you just got to be yourself. Mess and Leaves, they're their own people. I'm my own guy. They gave me the green light to say, hey, dude, you can dress the way that you like as long as you feel good. And that's what it is. So I bring the heat every night, man.
I love
what it is.
You do bring the heat. I do love that. You guys are a great team. And ratings up and to the right. So congratulations to all parties over there at ESPN NHL. Let's talk about this Canes team that we were just chatting about. As the Jarvis boys who've been traveling around from Manitoba got pretty boozed up and cranked the siren a little bit. And then Jarvis scores and they continue this win streak that they have in the playoffs as being just absolutely dominant. Can you tell me about the Canes a little bit more from a hockey perspective on why they are what they are right now, and are they legit? Are the Canes going to win Lordo out here?
I'm so happy you're asking me about the Canes because Canes fans absolutely can't stand me. I've never picked the Canes to win a series, I think, in the past 4 or 5 years. I can't even step into Raleigh right now, I don't think. But I will say this, they've always been a competitive team. They've always been in the mix. The reason why I haven't picked them is because you got to show me, and they are showing me right now. The acquisition of Taylor Hall and some of the other veterans on that team, you think of Stankoven and how hot he's been, Ehlers coming over. They retooled the defense, picking up K. Miller, who just eats, he's playing the best hockey I've seen him play since probably his first year with the Rangers, right? The way he's skating. So I got to give Rod Brindamore credit, but he gets a lot of credit, as he should, because he's been a phenomenal coach. He's been a top coach in the league. So he's squeezing the juice out of these guys, but I have to give Carolina credit. They have been dominant since the start of the playoffs. Now, the competition's going to get tougher. Philly right now, they got to get Tippett back in the lineup. I think that's going to change the series a little bit. I feel like if he was in for game 2, I think that would have changed it. But I'm not taking anything away from Carolina. They've been unbelievable. Their execution, I had question marks about their special teams and power play, Pat. They've executed on the power play. I've had question marks about them scoring timely goals. They've scored timely goals. Guys stepping up and being accountable. They have it all going on. So they have to sustain it. Their goaltending's got to hold up. Freddie's got to hold up. But if their goaltending holds up, they could easily be in the finals, right? I got Montreal getting to the finals. I did not plan on the teams this being the look going into it. I didn't think Edmonton would be out this soon. I'm not surprised by it. But Carolina's got a real shot to make it to the finals. That's as legitimate. This is as legitimate of a year for them to contend as I've seen since I've retired. So 100% they're in the mix.
Good for the Caniacs down there. They've been obviously supporting for a long time. And Jarvis boys certainly
Jarvis was great too. By the way, sorry, I didn't even say Jarvis. I had the pregame interview. He's my favorite player on the Canes. He just shows up to play. Unbelievable guy, great guy. He's a great teammate, but he works his bag off every game. And he'll block shots. He scores big goals. But I just love the way he's played in this playoffs because as a guy that's relied on to score big goals, Pat, you can't forget the intangibles of what playoff hockey is. And Seth Jarvis hasn't forgotten that at all. He set the tone for Carolina. The block shots in round 1 against Ottawa, big blocks, big defensive plays, saying all the right things and staying composed. And then when he gets his opportunity, scores a big goal. So he's doing everything right. But Rod Brindamore's got these guys going in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, and the Manitoba boys are certainly showing up for Jarvis as well, which we appreciate. Let's
go, boys.
Yeah, let's go, lads. From Manitoba, traveling around, having a couple of tall boys. A little bit of a runaway as Jarvis Nets won there for us. The Canes obviously win in overtime. That's huge. Last night also in the West had a big game. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, PK, a bit of a controversy in the Knights and Ducks game.
Aces.
I had Jackie Aces on.
Hey,
WNBA
Aces.
Here
we go. Angels in Atlanta now. Asia's over there. Van Lith no longer in Chicago.
No,
Caitlin healthy.
I had Jackie Aces on my mind because he was going down on the puck in the corner on this controversial no icing call. What was your take on this, PK, last night? Because obviously Joe Quenneville was not very happy about it. The Ducks were not happy about it. What was your thoughts on the no icing call that led to the deciding goal?
Well, initially, everybody in studio was like, that's insane. Q's going nuts on the bench, and I loved it. I want to see Vegas win this series, so I was saying toss him out of the game. He's right. So guys didn't like that in studio, but I knew right away. I saw it, and if you see that replay, Jack Eichel gets a step on Lacombe, and I feel for Lacombe because this is a top defenseman, a young defenseman in the league that's learning as he goes. This kid's going to be a stud. He didn't have his best game last night, but this was a moment that he's going to have to learn. You got to play right to the whistle. And it's not just him. We saw it in the Montreal series, actually, with Kirby Dach when J.J. Moser scored that overtime goal. If you watch, Kirby Dach puts his hand up because I think the puck either went out of play or he thought it should have been called. That extra second might have been the reason why he couldn't get to J.J. Moser, who circled the top and then ended up going and scored. So we've seen it And it's funny, I was talking to Spencer Carberry about it last night in studio, that he asked us, he's like, hey, I notice a lot of guys, whenever the puck goes up now, they're always putting their hands up. And is that just a reaction thing? And it is a reaction. This is a reaction play. Jackson LaComb's gone back for this puck a million times over this season. He thinks it's going to be icing, but it wasn't icing because when he gets to that dot, if you watch, Jack Eichel is a half a step in front of him. Watch this. He gets ahead of him here. Right now, he's ahead of him. He's ahead of him right now. So that's why the linesman goes like this. And then Jack, because he's a dog, slides in behind. They get the turnover. Puck's in the back of the net. So Jack Eichel has been all world for Vegas in this playoffs. I don't need to ask John Tortorella about how he thinks he's playing. They changed up the lines. They separated him and Mitch Marner to balance out the offense. And Jack Eichel's just taken this team on his back. He's pulled Barbashev. Brett Howden had to pick up his game. He's scoring big goals now. Vegas is hot right now. You got to be very, very careful of this team. They're very capable. Mitch, look at his pass. Like, what is that?
Filth.
Like, everybody's talking about Mitch Marner in round one. Where is he? Well, no, he knows when to make the plays at the right moment. This is a series I think Mitch is going to break out in as well.
We love the Vegas Golden Knights team, and obviously Jackie Ace is American hero Olympic gold medalist. So good luck to everybody in Vegas. Tort's going over there setting a whole new tone. And I like the fact that you're like, that ain't icing, because it was really loud. It was really loud on the internet, PK, as you know. Let's stay.
I know.
Yeah, really loud. I thought I knew.
Yeah. And Pat, I'll tell you, initially, I understand everybody's frustration, but it's those details. And like in hockey, you got to play to the whistle. You know, it's like a cliche thing, but like you have to play to the whistle because the margin for error now in the National Hockey League on a nightly basis is so minute. It's insane. Like, honestly, playing in this league for 13 years, I can tell you, Pat, there were some times when I played, we could circle games on the schedule where we knew it was point night. That doesn't exist anymore, right? And in the playoffs, you're not getting free shifts. You know, you could think that you look at most teams, their third and fourth line, some of the guys couldn't skate. They didn't have skill. Now everybody can play. So as a defenseman, you have to play to the whistle. And that's a learning moment for Jackson LaComb for sure.
No more ass hockey players anywhere around the NHL. Everybody's skilled nowadays. They got rid of the goons. They developed the skill, and the game is beautiful. And they're saying there's a team that might be the best of all time in the West. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, PK, obviously Colorado's up 1-0. They travel to Minnesota to play tonight, game 2. I guess, do you have any questions about this Colorado team? They seem to be rolling and they haven't really slipped up yet, but I guess what kind of things are you looking for?
Well, if I'm Minnesota, apply major pressure. To me, Minnesota proved that they could score goals against this team. That's all you need to know, because defending is what I think Minnesota is built to do. You look at their third and fourth line, they got guys that can get the puck in and keep it in the offensive zone. You know, like I look at that Montreal series for a quick second. Where they struggled was to sustain offensive zone pressure. They were able to come out of that series, but I feel if that series went another game or 2 games, Tampa would end up coming out on top. They did. Montreal figured it out. But I look at the same thing for Minnesota. They have to make Colorado play defense. You want to talk about their weakness? Great players and offensive and skilled players do not want to play defense. So you have to force Cale Makar and these guys to play 200 feet from your net. In order to do that, their third and fourth line got to go to work. They have to get pucks in deep. They got to cycle. They got to bring that offensive pressure. They got to put that offensive heat on Colorado. If you don't, they will pick you apart. This series will be over very, very quickly. So for me, the luxury of playing against Dallas had a great power play. And I think Minnesota learned how to deal with an offensive team that was clicking at that rate. So Colorado scoring goals isn't going to shake Minnesota. I think we saw that when they went down 3-0 and came back. So what's my message to Minnesota? Apply more pressure. You need to tilt that ice. They got to be skating. Their D got to be involved. Minnesota can't sit back. And that's the whole message of this playoffs. Players are too skilled and too talented for a team to say that we're going to sit back and rely on our goaltending and our defensive structure. You have to push the envelope at some point in time. And when you open the game up, that's when the NHL is the most exciting, because guys are going to make mistakes. There's going to be bounces. So this series, I don't expect this game tonight to be another high-scoring game. It could be, but I think these guys tighten it up. And if I'm Minnesota, they're going to have to tighten it up, but their breakouts and coming through the neutral zone's got to be clean, because if they're not clean, Cale Makar and company will pick them apart. This is an experienced team, championship pedigree. They know how to win, and they showed that in game one. So for Minnesota, I think there's a lot of positives to take from that game, even though they gave up, 8 goals, 9 goals. There's a lot of positives in that game. I saw things that Minnesota was able to do against Colorado that teams aren't going to be able to do. So they're going to have to play to those strengths, and that's just being on their toes, Pat.
14 different goal scorers in that game, 15 goals in total. Cale scores 2, everybody else has 1. Quinn Hughes, you talk about defensemen having to be active. Feels like he's all over the place. I love watching him play. His dangles are filthy. He's an undersized defenseman, huh? Isn't he is he the smallest of all time, maybe, while still being just so effective?
Well, when you consider that right now he could be the front runner for Conn Smythe and in the MVP conversation, it puts everything in perspective. When you look at his size and the fact that he's not the biggest guy, this guy controls the whole game out on the ice. And I'm not saying that because I played with his brother Jack and I know their family and I love them. It's that simple. This guy's dominant. When he's on the ice, he changes the game. He actually controls the whole game. And offensively, defensively, through the neutral zone, he can pick up the pace. He can slow it down. I don't know a player that we've seen, a defenseman in the league that comes in that plays like Quinn Hughes in a very, very long time. Cale Makar, probably universally known as the best defenseman right now because of his resume and what he brings. And he showed it again in game one. Watching these two go back and forth. I know they're never going to talk about each other, but watching these two go back and forth is going to be a sight to see. The Stanley Cup Final is going to be great. For me personally, I want to see these two go back and forth at it all night long.
Oh, yeah, all night long. And when you watch Quinn Hughes, you think about the top-tier talent in the NHL. It's like only a couple people have the dangles and the speed to be able to do some stuff. We saw it in the Olympics. And it was like, hey, feels like we only got a couple of people that can do what McDavid is able to do. On that note, Conman has the last question for you here, PK.
Yeah, PK, you kind of mentioned you didn't think the Oilers would get booted, but they did. And now the whole question, again, they fall short. And now the question kind of is like, hey, is McDavid done in Edmonton? Do you have that sense? And does this feel like a big offseason? Because allegedly the Maple Leafs just basically hired a fantasy football manager as their GM.
Great press conference.
Now maybe Austin Matthews is going to be on the move this offseason. What's kind of your read on some of these big names, especially those two, McDavid and Matthews, going somewhere else possibly?
Well, listen, Pat, for the sake of your show and out of respect, I'm not going to dive into the management decisions because we would take all day on that, especially when it comes to the Leafs in Edmonton. I got to be honest, I got a lot to say on both teams.
Okay.
But when it comes to McDavid specifically, the reason why I picked Edmonton is that I can't bet against Connor and Leon until they lose. Like, those guys have found ways to pull their team out of series. Moving on, series to series, when I couldn't tell you how they get it done. Edmonton has had a slight defense for years. Edmonton has been suspect in goaltending in the net for years. They haven't addressed those issues. I don't understand how you, and I'm going to go back to it again. How do you let Broberg and Holloway walk? How? I don't know what the reason was for it. I'm going to go back to it. No one wants to talk about it now, but I don't know how you let a 30-goal scorer and a top 4 defenseman walk from your team. Like, I don't get it. So in Edmonton, I got to look at where they're spending all the money. They signed Wallman. They got $20 million or $30 million between 3 defensemen on their team. That, Bouchard's an offensive defenseman, but these guys are underperforming. Like, we got to talk about it. It's not good enough. So in Edmonton, we can look at the players, we can point the finger, we can look at Connor, but who put this team together? Like, how are you building this team to get them to the final? Edmonton, you got the best player in the world and the second best player in the world. It's not good enough. In Toronto, they got a whole lot of work to do there in retooling. I'm just happy to see that they're bringing Matt Sundin in. I love Matt Sundin. I grew up in Toronto, watching him on TV, practicing on the backyard rink and listening to Bo talk talk about Matt scoring overtime winning goals on the radio, all that stuff, the glory days. So it's about time they bring him back in. And I'm just happy to know that he's going to be overseeing things or be a part of it because, you're talking about the greatest Toronto Maple Leaf of all time. That's a positive thing when you get a guy like that wants to come in and help.
Okay.
So, that's my take.
Good luck to Toronto. It seems like they're never going to get it done.
No.
And then Edmonton, it's insane because McDavid is just must watch. He is so good for hockey. And we only time a lot of people get to see him is in the playoffs. And whenever their playoff run gets cut short, and then he comes out and says, we're an average team all year. We're an average team in the series. It's like, is there a little bit of a thought for McDavid that maybe for the good of hockey, we go to another barn? Nobody in Edmonton wants to hear that. Obviously, the Oilers fans, some of the best barn and best atmosphere in all of hockey, which leads to D-But's question.
Yeah, speaking of the barns, in your opinion, PK, obviously as a player and an analyst, you've been in a lot of these buildings, probably all of them. What's the biggest, home ice advantage right now left in the playoffs?
I don't think there's any advantage to home ice right now, unless you're considering in the finals. Colorado's got it. Maybe it matters to them because they're comfortable playing at home and they've won championships before. But the story of the whole playoffs is that home ice, I don't think it really matters to a lot of these young guys because we have a lot of young players that are in the playoffs right now driving things for their team. And these guys haven't had a lick of the playoffs. If they have, they've had a little taste of it and they don't seem to be caring on whether they're playing at home or on the road. These guys are just going out and playing. So I think sometimes we get too caught up into the home ice. And I as a player, I always love to start every series on the road. I wanted to be on the road. I didn't want to be at home. I wanted to come into your barn and punch you right in the mouth and steal all the energy, come in. And, there's a bunch of other things that I want to talk about doing, but we want to come in and set the tone in your barn. You know what I mean? Hey, whatever it takes, it is what it is. This is playoff hockey. So you want to come in and establish that. I think starting on the road would be my preference, to be honest with you.
Okay, Montreal people are going to say, what the hell? Okay, I think that is going to be something that is told to you. The Buffalo people
have an axe to grind too.
Absolutely obviously. The Caniacs, from the beginning of the siren all the way through, going absolutely crazy. Philadelphia people going, PK, you don't think a bunch of Johns saying despicable things to people on the ice?
Minnesota, the state of hockey.
Oh, my. And then the Ducks, the coach almost fought a ref last night.
Yeah.
Hey, if you win a cup, you don't care where they got the win. Listen, Montreal starts their series on the road. They get a big road win. It sets the tone. So to me, you got to win a game on the road, right? If you have home ice, you're thinking about it, okay, we don't have to win a game on the road. But I always think going into a series, we're going to have to win one on the road. So let's start this. If we're starting on the road, what a great opportunity to come in and set the tone with this team. And that's the other flip side of it. So I think you can look at it any way you want. If you're a champion, you're gonna spin it in your favor and go out and execute.
You are a champion. We appreciate the hell out of you. Great seeing you. Congrats on another incredible season. Can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, AJ. Thanks, boys. Love you guys.
Thank you, PK. Attaboy, PK.
I believe something broke at his house late last night.
Yeah, he looked at it when you mentioned it.
Yeah, I guess there was something that took place where life had to happen real quick for a person who does television. That's always an interesting dynamic. Hey, you need to do this. It's like, I don't think so. I got an actual thing happening. Nope, you don't actually. It's like, well, what about life stuff happening here? Who cares? It's the fucking playoffs.
It happens.
It's the playoffs, buddy. That's what happens whenever you're a worker. But on that note, the playoffs have been delivering for us, AJ. Playoffs have been delivering. Overtime last night, beautiful.
Almost every night.
Yeah, legit. There's a free hockey happening seemingly every night. NBA's been cooking for us. MLB, I hear we got a good MLB season. Judgy, I think, is leading everybody in home runs after a cold start. I think Shohei's going crazy out there.
Judgy and Murakami are their co-leads. He's got power. About
Munetaka Murakami?
Yeah, they both have 14. They both hit one yesterday.
To the bushes.
Murakami hit one off of Soriano, who's been unbelievable, and then Judgy hit one as well, just a bomb, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the first. So they are leading in the home runs with 14. Only 3 AL teams are above 500, Pat.
What? Well, because they're ass league. That's what I heard. The AL and the A stands for ass.
Only
it is an
3.
ass league
Stands
over
for
there.
aggression because everything's so
And
close.
the NL Central has every single team above 500. Maybe the NL Best is what they're going to call the NL Central, and that's where the Buccos are at. And yeah, but it's been a great season so far.
Who did the Pirates just have a series with?
They just had the series.
Was it the Reds?
Yeah.
How'd that end up, AJ? Did you pay attention to that series?
No, I didn't pay attention. What happened? You tell me.
Oh, sweep. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Really? It's good that we gave him one early. We like to let him feel good to keep the division going strong, until it really matters.
Second series win, I guess.
I would also like to shout out the Kansas City Royals team. I guess there was some profanity maybe on a broadcast, and they had to obviously address it. We're aware of the use of colorful language at the end of last night's broadcast. We want to take this opportunity to assure fans. He kind of said it best, no notes. You thought he was going to apologize? You thought the Kansas City Royals were going to say, sorry, kids?
I did.
That you didn't take time to read that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Good for them.
Yes, absolutely. We like that.
I just assumed a press release that they were just going to, cower and do what most organizations.
And there's a drive to left field.
Yeah.
Well, a little different there.
Bit of a legendary call there.
A little bit different there.
I did not see the end of that.
Yeah, they said, yeah, right.
That
it was the only way to describe what had happened there. Speaking of describing things that were happening in baseball, last night I think big night for the Yankees, right? As you guys paid tribute to absolutely icon on the microphone, Bruce.
Yeah, it was really cool. Unfortunately, John Sterling, the longtime radio voice of the New York Yankees, passed away. It was announced yesterday morning. And yeah, they did a sweet tribute pregame with Michael Kay, the TV voice, and Susan Waldman, who does the color commentary. And then after the game, something that I'm hoping they continue to do forever, they added John Sterling's "The Yankees Win" right before they played the Frank Sinatra New York, New York. So hopefully after every win at home going forward, we continue to do that to honor John Sterling. But it was awesome. And Michael Kay did a John Sterling call for Judge's home run, which was sweet too.
Yeah, it was nice to hear that. It was also nice to learn about the amount of respect and appreciation every Yankees fan had for him as he passed away. Anytime anybody contributes to sport in a fashion in which an entire fan base loves you, I think you've done good. And that would be dope. They had a little remix to that song. I mean, that's a perfect way to kind of send it off, it feels like.
Yeah, we need it every time the Yankees win.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. AJ, let me hear it. I want to be a part of it. That's the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be a part of.
Every year.
There's a man that's been a part of it because he is the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a Super Bowl champion. And when I read a couple of these quotes coming out of his mouth post-draft, I think we're all going to see quite a resemblance of what's cooking down there in South Florida with maybe the Miami Hurricanes, which certainly makes sense with how the draft went for this man. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl champ Jason Light.
Yeah, Jason.
How you doing, boss?
What's going on, fellas? I can't see you here.
Oh, you can't see us? What the hell happened? We can see you. You look fantastic. Could you hear us singing? I don't know. Could you hear us singing in there?
I did. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay, can you see us now? Or can you still not see anything? Man, he's gone. We can't see you right now.
Can't hear him either.
We just took you off the screen, Jason.
Yeah. Activate your camera, man.
Jason, I want to let you know that you looked fantastic, though. You looked absolutely fantastic. The lighting was great. Mm-hmm. The hair perfectly kind of pieced together.
Beautiful office.
AJ, I'm going to read one of his quotes here from post-draft. We wanted to add more players that love the game, who are extremely passionate about the game, addicted to the game, and who bring energy every day in practice with the way they carry themselves. We always say that the first pick that we have in the draft sometimes sets the tone for the rest of the picks that follow, and they sort of evolve in the same type of mindset. I can't think of a better person to be the leader of that draft class than Reuben Bane. Just with everything that he is about in the terms of his overall makeup and passion for the game, we try to get more players like him, and he's definitely going to be a great leader in that regard. And obviously, when you look at also Keontae Scott out of Miami, Reuben Bane out of Miami, and you listen to his quote, it's like this guy and Mario Cristobal seemingly have a lot in common whenever you talk about who you're looking for. I love that this is a main trait that they're trying to find in Tampa Bay, AJ.
Yeah, it is. And I think a lot of teams will tell you that's what they want. They'll tell you, like, yeah, we want you to love ball. We want you to make sure you're addicted to it and all of that. Of course, you want your star players. You want everyone on your roster to be that way. But It's another thing to actually go out there and do it and really do all the work that it takes to find these kind of guys. So, yeah, I would say you got your bell cow there, and Reuben Bane Jr. just snatching the hat right off the mirror situation. Like, from the jump, we realized this was the right pick.
And I guess there was 21 mock drafts that were done by ESPN people. None of them had Reuben Bane lasting until pick 15.
Yeah.
And Jason Light's quotes coming afterwards said, that was the loudest I've ever seen a draft room when the Buccaneers realized that Bane was going to be available at 15. He would also go on to say that he got a lot of calls from people that wanted to trade up or trade down. Once he thought that Bane was potentially going to be available at 15, they weren't answering or moving at all. Feels like they got exactly who they wanted. Joining us now, General Manager for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jason Light.
Yeah.
Jason. Hey, I just read through your quotes about wanting dogs and how excited the draft room was when Reuben Bane was available at 15. Whenever I read your quote about loving ball and everything, sounded exactly like Mario Cristobal. Whenever you're going through this entire process, obviously you pick up Keontae Scott as well. How much are you learning from him about Reuben Bane, and how much are you falling in love with him immediately upon the thought that maybe he'll be available at 15 somehow, Jason?
A little of both, but as we talk, Coach Cristobal has done an amazing job restoring that program to where I remember it as a kid. I was a big Nebraska fan and went to Nebraska, played there for a little bit, but the U they were unbelievable, and they had all those players. I mean, we could list them all; it'd take forever. That just loved football, that were just very passionate, and. As we talked to their staff, it was Reuben and Keontae there were two that they said described as the heartbeat of the team. And we're looking for those kind of guys. And when he walked out there and snatched that hat, I got to tell you, that was a 6 to midnight moment. It was, I said, I think you were reading, like, usually that first pick sometimes takes on his personality and the way that he prepares and works and loves football. It's addicted to it. It kind of bleeds into the whole class. So couldn't find a better person to lead that class, and all the work that Duke Preston and Tyler Thompson and our player development do with these guys, these rookies. They spend a lot of time with them. It sure makes it a lot easier for them too to know how to be a pro, because I think these guys know how to be pros.
Yeah, especially these days. They're making money at a younger age, especially if you're a game wrecker like Bane certainly was. We saw him during a college football playoff run from the field. He was special. I mean, he took over at Texas A&M. He took over every game, basically, whenever he wanted to. But his arms obviously weren't as long as everybody had wanted or in the past NFL dreams. Hembo told us that there was 21 ESPN.com mock drafts. Not that it matters, because it's ESPN.com and it's media people, not necessarily actual general managers, but I think they try to get as much information from you guys as possible before they put it together. He was never available at pick 15 in any of those mocks. It sounds like maybe you guys felt the same way, didn't expect him to be available. And the arm size thing, what is that? Is that not real if the guy's a football player? Is that how we should view that?
Well, everybody's got a prototype, and we kind of viewed him as a problem, not a prototype. And that short arm thing, I've seen that movie before, and it's called A.Q. Shipley playing a decade in the league. So and Reuben's arms are a lot longer than A.Q.'s too.
Of course.
When probably by about 5 inches, but when
maybe 10,
maybe 10. Yeah. So, but when you factor in his get off and his power, I think it added about 3 inches. So that was never a problem for us. We just saw him as a game wrecker, and at the college level. Now he still has to prove himself at our level, and we're excited to get started with that. But if you can't play with short arms, then obviously the tackles in the ACC, Big Ten, and the playoffs they were playing in, they didn't get that memo.
SEC, one of the top tackles he did jousting with in the first round of the college football playoffs. Obviously, the ACC all season. Big Ten had to joust with
Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, he was certified, certainly in his. I mean, it is
game record.
It is a hell of a presence. It is a hell of a presence in it all. D-Bud has a question for you, Jason.
Yeah, obviously Reuben Bane will be a part of this as well. You mentioned he's got to prove it on the next level, but you had to replace two pillars of your organization this offseason with Mike Evans and Levante David retiring. Is that like a conversation you have with maybe a Baker Mayfield or a Winfield on the defensive side, or is that something you just kind of naturally let happen?
Well, it's a little bit more of just naturally let happen. I think there's nobody here in the organization that was happy to see those two go, to see Levante retire or see. I mean, it was bittersweet for him. I think he capped an awesome career, very underappreciated career here in Tampa, and retiring when he did. I understood it was a tough conversation for me on my end to hear, because we would have certainly welcomed him back. And then to see Mike leave, it was tough. But I think everybody just realized it's time to we have to reset, we have to move forward, and we have a great receiver room, awesome receiver room, awesome receivers coach, awesome offensive staff. And so, we picked Ted Hurst not to replace Mike Evans by any means, but I think he's somebody that comes into a perfect situation to learn from the guys that we have, not being expected to be a savior right away, but he certainly has a lot of talent that we're all very excited to have him in here this weekend for rookie minicamp. That's for sure.
Yeah, more on him. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, Jason, obviously he was a darling coming out of the combine, just being 6'4", running a 4.4. I think he jumped 38, 39 inches or whatever. But how is it scouting a guy like that? How is it scouting a guy like that who goes against a lower school competition and then projecting what he will be able to do in the NFL?
Yeah, that's always a little tough. But when he went to the Senior Bowl, he dominated there. The practices, he stood out. And sometimes you have to take a little bit of a roll of the dice. We did it several years ago with Ali Marpet. We moved up in the second round and took him out of Hobart, and that was the days before NIL and transfer portals. So, but we saw everything that we thought, all the traits that he needed to be successful at some point. And like I said, sometimes you got to roll the dice a little bit, but we saw them all. So now we've got a great coaching staff to develop too.
Yeah, Baker, obviously the guy. Whenever you make that decision, and it's because you've already won a Super Bowl, right? So now it's like, how do we get back? How do we get back? Baker's the guy. We know that Baker can make everybody good. We just got to find pieces that it can go. And then on the defensive front there, I think 3 of your first 4 picks were all defensive. It's like, was the draft more defensive heavy? Is this kind of how you think you get back to the Super Bowl? Like, how do you kind of view the development of your team and where you're at right now as you try to rebuild another champion?
Well, knock on wood, we got to stay healthy on offense. Right now, we're looking very good there. I think when we're healthy, we have one of the better offensive lines in the league, and very, very happy with that. And last year we went through a lot of injuries along the offensive line. I had a lot of different combinations there, with both tackles being hurt and Cody Mauch being out most of the year, Ben Bredesen being hurt at some point. I think Graham Barton, our center, was the only one that played every game on the entire offense, played every snap. So, but to have that offensive line, get that run game going again, and then keeping Baker healthy, I think is going to make a huge difference. And last year when we lost Kalijah, that was huge. We lost a rookie who we were expecting some really good things for the whole year. And then now with the additions that we've made, we kind of made a little bit of a concerted effort to add to that defense and to get our pass rush going and bring in some versatile pieces that Todd likes to use in blitz packages. And we, it's one of those drafts where we were able to accomplish the things that we wanted, which made it feel very good at the end.
I love that. The draft changed this year. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Jason, you just mentioned the time, and I don't think it took much time to submit the first pick for you with Reuben Bane. But was there anything with the 8-minute change and then the time being a little less? Did it feel better from the war room, just kind of realizing like, oh, nice, we're not going to be here for 10 hours tonight. We might get out of here before, dinner time. What was kind of the feel with the time change?
Well, I do always like to have a cold one after the draft. So that came a little quicker this year. Wasn't at 1 a.m. What it did for me this year is I think I was deathly afraid, because all of our scenarios, only a couple of them where Reuben was there, and it was on all our conversations, we're definitely just running that card in or entering it now in the portal as fast as we could. But if I said, let's wait 15 seconds, 20 seconds to see if the phone rings, and then I just couldn't help myself. So I think if there was more time, it would have just been more. My heart was beating out of my chest. I was about to pass out. It was like there was so much excitement, just because of the shock a little bit that he was there, that he fell to us. Now, you got to expect the unexpected in the draft, and I can understand why the teams took the players that they did ahead of us. Some very good picks, some great picks, actually. So I think we just got a little bit fortunate that there were needs with other teams in front of us, the run of the tackle class, the fact Caleb Downs fell a little bit. Dallas, we were afraid they were going to take the best available defensive player and thought maybe it'd be Downs. Quarterback going, which I think is a smart pick by the Rams, but quarterback going, all those factors. And then dating back to free agency, the whole...
Wait, you were going to take Ty Simpson?
I didn't say that, no.
Okay. I didn't know.
I said it was a smart pick by the Rams.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Yeah, because you made sure to say that it was a smart pick, by the way. I liked the board.
Did it surprise you?
They do smart
surprise
things
you at all,
there,
Jason?
and I just wanted to compliment them, and I'm thankful for that pick on them. I think it helped us.
Quarterback, great pick by you guys. Yeah, really good job.
But then I think going back to free agency, when the Raiders-Ravens trade didn't work out, I think that in some way I'd like to think helped us a little bit. I was a little afraid if the Raiders made that trade that, Spytek, he and I are very close. He was taunting me a little bit. Hey, we're sitting right in front of you. I know what you need. And then, Crosby goes back to the Raiders. And then the Ravens are sitting there again with their pick. And I know they love their edge rushers too. So that had me nervous. So, and they took Vega, which is an awesome pick. They need offensive linemen. So maybe the fact that the Raiders signed Lindenbaum helped us get Reuben. So, we're all trying to help each other out here, especially the people that are good friends. So thanks, Spytek.
Yeah, of course. And then that trade not going through, absurd. I don't think we'd ever seen anything like that, especially with a player at Crosby's kind of magnitude of success that he's had. Steve Jobs has a quote about something about not being able to look forward and understand what it is. You can only connect the dots looking back. I love the fact that you've run through all the scenarios. Linderbaum did this, Crosby did this. That ends up with us getting Reuben, Bane, Ty Simpson,
Trey.
great sign,
Trey.
great draft. Way to think for the future. I love that. And then you saying, I wanted to wait 15, 20 seconds for the pick. Heart's beating out of my chest. Let's turn this thing in.
Send it.
I love that. Reuben Bane should love it.
Hendrickson being signed by the Ravens. Yep. We were in on that a little bit. Felt a little bit, dejected at first, but now maybe it worked in our favor. So, not saying Reuben's better than Hendrickson. I'm just saying now we got our draft pick that we're all excited about. Everybody's excited about the shiny new toy.
Okay, so Trey Hendrickson, potentially a Tampa Bay Buccaneer until the Ravens come in with the offer that they had. Trey Hendrickson said he was being told from Baltimore that Crosby and he were going to potentially be together. Sure. That's what he came out and said. Sounds like there was other conversations taking place with Trey Hendrickson. And then all of a sudden, whenever you miss out on that, you go, is Reuben Bane available at 15?
Yeah.
We'll take him. What a play by you. Congratulations, man, on it all. I'm hoping that you love the hell out of the rest of your draft picks as well that we should have talked about a little bit more about. And good luck on your hunt for another championship, my brother.
Appreciate you guys. Always a pleasure.
You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. That's beer drinker, noted, Jason Lang.
Yeah, Jason.
So many decisions have to be made. So many things happen. And he says, who cares? All roads led to us getting Reuben Bane at 15. Let's keep it moving. That's what you want to hear if you're Reuben Bane. We'll continue to talk on the other side digitally as SportsCenter takes you from here on ESPN. Felt good about the sign-off there.
That was a great one.
Okay, so Trey Hendrickson was in with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. Wild.
Sounds like. Yeah. Okay. Ty Simpson, I did not say I was going to draft him.
No.
I was like, ooh, you did go out of your way to compliment.
Smart pick.
That's a good pick.
Was it just because whenever that pick happens, they go, yeah.
The rest of the NFC West said it was a smart pick as well.
Yeah, everybody that was potentially aiming for somebody else immediately after them was just the thought of like sweating there. Just like,
yeah, because
is this guy going to fucking drop all the way to us?
I don't like to compliment the Dolphins on their pick.
What do you mean?
There are a couple picks in front of them, too.
Two different conferences, though. I think the smart pick is the funniest compliment you can give. Well, it's not a good pick, but it's smart. Right now.
Oh, you think kind of.
It's just a smart pick, okay? It's not a great one.
With all due respect?
Yeah,
it's kind of like with all due respect?
Yeah, it's kind of like, we'll see. We'll see if it was a good pick. It was smart. Really smart people would make that pick.
Oh, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that's what that was?
I don't know. I don't want to go that far because I'm sure Les Snead and are good friends and all that stuff. But I don't think calling it a smart pick is a compliment.
Okay, let's talk about some other general management taking place. Trent Williams' deal with the 49ers has a no holdout bonus.
Okay.
$37 million of Trent Williams' new contract is fully guaranteed. He can fully secure another $11.5 million more as a 2028 roster bonus, only if he does not hold out or miss any of the offseason time. Lynch said, I'm sick of it. Every fucking year I got to deal with this, okay?
Seriously.
How about this? We'll put this in here. All you got to do is just come, and we don't need to do it. Now, Trent Williams is certainly a guy that has earned every single dollar. They're talking about him being generational GOAT at tackle. He is certainly special for the Kyle Shanahan offense, as his ass has been in motion before, and he's certainly a leader of the pack as he comes out with the boombox at the very beginning to fight everybody. He is one of the faces of this 49ers team. He's one of the faces of football as a whole, especially when the story is told in the Hall of Fame. So I appreciate the fact that he's the first one to go, all right, I'll be here. No worries. $11.5 million. Let's go ahead and do it. Because that's kind of precedent now for everything that John Lynch has going forward.
Is this new?
I don't know.
I don't know if I've heard. This is a couple.
If I was a GM, I'd put that in a lot.
We had the UFA with A-Rod, and then now.
UFA does mean something.
Yes, it does.
Which I kind of like. We need to start maybe saying it a little bit more. Because the UFA is kind of the UFA.
What does it mean?
I think it means like fuck off.
I got a DM from someone. I believe it means fuck you in Samoan.
UFA.
Kind of cool.
Is that why they called it that?
Is that why he's going to the Arizona Cardinals?
What's that all about, Age? He's going to the Cardinals?
Who came up with that? Yeah, who came up with
Aaron
that?
did.
Bloodline.
You tell us.
Aaron did. Aaron floated it out there?
Complex Sports reporting Aaron Rodgers Steelers exit rumors heat up with Arizona Cardinals twist. Details. And you got people recruiting them. You got people saying, hey, you love Arizona out here.
Arizona?
It's fine. Steelers get a comp pick back.
Yeah, because they put the UFA down on them.
Smart business.
On that note, I'm just trying, and I might be completely wrong. Fuck. I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody else.
Sure.
Literally ever. Sure. No, I think I've done some things that will prove that I am, but I think, never really going to say it. This makes no sense. This would make no sense. This is zero communication from Aaron Rodgers since this report. This is not me being a source situation from Arizona. But, recruiting. We're waiting on you.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you start looking at the Cardinals. It's like, why in the blue hell would Aaron Rodgers go to a LaFleur-led team in Arizona that has allegedly worse facilities than the Pittsburgh Steelers? Now, we love the city of Phoenix.
Sure.
We love the state of Arizona. We love the weather. We love the stadium. We love everything that is possible with what could be an NFL team in Arizona, but it's notoriously ass out there. I don't know why you would just necessarily sign up for that if you're Aaron Rodgers. This doesn't make sense to me, but there has to be a reason that it's being talked about somewhere. Has to be a reason somewhere, somehow. Maybe it's the Cardinals trying to cook it up a little bit. Like, hey.
You didn't need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey.
Trying to get Jacoby back in the building, you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, for Brissett, yep.
Yeah, maybe. That's why they're doing it. Maybe it is a leverage play completely. And I wonder if Aaron even...
Or maybe it's some random guy on the internet that just said something.
I'll tell you what, I seen the guy who had like 1,300 followers write an article for some other platform that has a lot of followers, and all of a sudden people started believing him. I'm like, the guy, this is no brain.
It's an opinion.
Yeah, what are you even talking about here? But on that note, Aaron Rodgers to the Cardinals, Arizona. Oh my God! The story writes itself almost. What are you saying, Tone?
I mean, they've got great weapons out there, especially with the addition of Jeremiah Love. It's warm. He's getting older, so his body will be loose all the time. It's indoors.
Great stars.
He has played great in Arizona. Yes, golf.
Yeah, he'd fit in at the Phoenician.
Super close to California. Just an easy, probably quick 45-minute plane ride to his house or whatever. So I think it makes all the sense.
He won 2 MVPs playing for a LaFleur.
Bingo.
Back in the glory days. He can recapture
I believe
magic.
Nathaniel Hackett might be the OC. I believe he
loves the Pittsburgh guy swinging this.
Loves that guy.
Well, yeah, what's this all about?
Nick, 2 Pittsburgh guys swinging this wheel.
Was that the first thing Nick said all show?
I think so.
We're not spinning wheels. We're just, you asked us, does it make sense? And we laid out all the reasons why it does make sense.
And I said Arizona. AA on the front of Arizona is the right play. Forget the Aaron. Let's keep the I in the middle there. It does make sense, but you guys pushing it way too hard.
Not pushing. Never.
It kind of feels like you guys are pushing this.
Just doing my job here on the show. I was asked a question on why it would make sense and just answered it succinctly.
Foxy, are you feeling it back there? Because up here on the stage from Tone, we can feel a little bit of excitement from...
I don't like what's going on because Aaron is about 10,000 times better than Will Howard and that other guy you guys just drafted. So do you want to win football games or not, Tony?
I don't like you saying that about Will Howard, first of all. Now, on that note, Aaron Rodgers, certified first ballot Hall of Famer, we think.
Yes.
Talking about freaking Drew Aller, man. He's not an utter guy. He's one of the guys.
He said he's Drew Utter.
That's what he just said.
First off, he's third string. Mason's second string. So have
Mason's
a
a veteran NFL quarterback. We know that. He's had stadiums chanting his name
Yes, he
before.
has.
He's raising hell. A little bit too much of hell, if I had to guess.
Who, Mason Rudolph?
Yeah.
That's what Mace Dog does.
Yeah, I'm not sure what stage of life Mason's in, but he has certainly raised a little bit of hell throughout it. AJ, Arizona does. Sorry, I didn't say it right. Arizona. That doesn't make sense to me. Would it make sense to you if you had to start laying out some reasons on why he would?
If I try to lay it out like Tone said, he presented like these were great points. It does not really make a whole lot of sense to me. I would imagine if Aaron plays this year, it would be in Pittsburgh. But then again, like nothing would surprise me either at the same time.
Who knows?
Maybe his in-laws are from Arizona.
No, they're not. He told us where they're from.
No, he did not tell us where they were from.
I thought he did.
No. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Good luck, man.
Good luck, man.
People in Pittsburgh, though, are done with 2 years of just waiting on this guy. This guy.
Yeah.
That's how they view it, AJ. That's how they view it. And that's how
How's Coach feel? How's Coach Diggs feel? I feel like he speaks for the city.
He feels a certain way. I can't say on air.
Oh.
So Coach Diggs is one particular portion of the city.
And he does not speak for the city.
Okay, then there's, exactly.
For me, he does. I took him as the boss of the city.
There's younger,
So he's the coach.
those guys. There's diehard Steeler fans. I think when Tone went back for the draft, he found himself in many different settings and in many different conversations and heard the same words coming out of everybody's mouth, basically. And then Tone felt very free to get on this particular microphone. It was over there at the time before Ty. He goes like, all right, we all feel this way. This guy needs to make his fucking decision. He needs to get the fuck out of town.
Done with it.
That is what Tone's boots on the ground research basically found out. But the Steelers have never said that. Steelers have still, I think, been very much like, hey, whatever you need to do, let's go ahead and get this done. Owner Rooney said, we'll get an answer before draft. And then the owner Rooney was told, hey, this is Aaron Rodgers here. Okay, we don't know if we're going to hear from him by the draft. We have. Then they're like, we're in constant conversation with him. We're actually in very much communication with him. So it's like, I think this is on his timeline. I think he knows that. I think the Steelers, once again, are probably in on that timeline. But Yinzers are already done with it.
Maybe it's the Steelers' fault.
I'm sorry,
Maybe they're
what?
enabling this behavior.
They are
Put your
enabling
foot
it.
down.
I mean,
I agree. Thank you.
Sure. A-class organization.
It's Cinco de Mayo, and 31 other teams know who their quarterback's going to be
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah, but they see
Give him a deadline. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Hard deadline, AJ.
Like when a girlfriend forces a boyfriend, hey, if I don't get engaged within the next 6 months, we're not getting married. I'm like, well, buddy, you better run because that's not going to work.
That works.
Okay, I like the metaphor because obviously you're talking about forcing somebody into a lifetime commitment there. And if you have to do that, then you probably didn't want to do that. So
Bingo.
why are we doing that? Which is kind of how the Yinzers feel, I guess. So it is a good metaphor. It's like, if you don't want to be a Steelers quarterback, don't be a Steelers quarterback, okay?
I didn't even go to the Derby. I'm worried about him. He always goes to the Derby. Is he in the right mindset?
Too much sex.
Yeah.
So much sex, dude.
Is he in great shape? I assume he is.
Yeah,
'Cause
at
he's
this
just
point.
been pounding.
Yeah.
Just absolutely.
Maybe he couldn't go to the Derby because all the talk about studding out and stuff, and he would just, I gotta have sex right now.
There's a chance. I mean, we don't know what stage of life. And by the way, seemed to be happy. Seemed to be very happy.
that's why May 4th, like, you got to assume or May 5th, excuse me, his plums are almost completely drained. I couldn't get it out. Damn it. But they got to be almost completely.
He should not have told. I mean, that answer is we're doing journalism. Hey, you look like you're in good shape, man. You still spinning and working out? Come on. You know the deal. I'm fucking putting on a show.
Just trying to.
Every night with the wife. Maybe even in the morning. We talk about coffee, boning. Lunch, boning. Dinner, boning. Oh, yeah. Late night snack, ass getting cracked.
Boom.
That's why I'm in good shape.
I mean, yeah.
That's what he said.
That's pretty much what he said. It is what he said.
That's what he said to everybody. National TV. I mean, this is just, hey, I'm fucking doing push-ups so I can bone. Like, I don't give a fuck about football right now, okay? I care about two things.
I'm not spinning it. I'm slinging it.
Yeah.
And when it comes time to get back on a field, know that my hips have been properly executed all off.
Yeah, he looked at me and said, hey, Tone, you're not from the boning side of town. Okay?
Yeah.
That's basically what he said.
You're from a long line of non-boners over there,
Bingo.
fatso.
Bingo.
That was rude. But on that note, Yinzers would like to hear if you're boning and playing football for them.
Yeah, sorry, he can't answer. He's fucking. So So you're going to have to ask that question
He
again.
actually changed his voicemail. Hi, this is Aaron Rodgers. I can't come to the phone right now. I'm too busy fucking my wife.
Yeah, and also there's no storage, so there's no time to record. It's actually, the voicemail is filled because I haven't been able to check my voicemails because all I've been doing is boning.
Yeah, voicemail is filled unlike my balls.
We hope he's happy.
Are you guys playing in Tahoe, AJ, or is he busy?
Oh, we know what he's
That's
doing.
a good question. Yeah, he's playing on plane.
That's a good view. Holy shit. That view?
Oh.
Hawk's not invited
Hope you're not
anymore.
staying at that house this year,
Yeah,
Boggle.
gonna need multiple caddies.
Hey, you maybe walk around with an umbrella because you never know
I'm wearing
what's
a
going on.
poncho. Yeah, I'm wearing a poncho the whole time. Yeah.
Debo, where are you going,
But
buddy?
you got all horned up. You got
What happened?
Bunch is going to beat off because he's so jacked up about Rodgers.
Thinking about
I
Tahoe.
hope he's got his ears in. Give his ears in. He's back there just yanking on that thing with his ears.
We don't know. We don't know what's happening back there. We hope everything's okay in all parties, but we're happy that he is happy with his wife. That is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And, we're just reporting what we heard from the
There you go.
They would like an answer. Now in Philadelphia, they got answers. Big Dom ain't
Thank
going
God.
nowhere.
Wow.
Congrats, Dom.
Thank God we got this
Boy,
news.
Dom.
Grazie, prego. Philadelphia Eagles get a deal done with Dom, extending him for a longer period of time. Mr. DeSandro's official title is our senior advisor to the general manager. Hey, I'm not junior right here. Senior advisor. There's other advisors. I come in, I advise in a senior level. Grazie.
That's Big Dom.
He's also chief security officer, CSO. He's
Duh.
in a C-suite.
Of course.
Which we appreciate.
Counter-strike.
And he's game day coaching operations to make sure everybody on the sidelines kind of functioning well. Everybody that leaves Philadelphia sings this man's praises. And the more titles he gets, I think the more confusion happens on what exactly he does. Feels like he's the actual glue of the entire organization, holding it together with every piece of Italian limb that he has. I feel like that is kind of what it is. Congrats to him. And who would have thought that a contract extension to Dom DeSandro would be NFL news. So good on him. You done good, Dom.
Well, baby,
you done
Dom.
really good.
We've heard amazing things about him as a human being, but the other fan bases and the general public has with the news yesterday, the kind of vibe on the internet was, why do we need to know this?
What?
Yeah, it felt like the internet thought this was a bit of an Icarus situation. That's just me reporting.
What's that?
Icarus, that Russian steroid?
No, Icarus.
Close to the moon?
No, Icarus flew too close to the sun.
Oh.
And I believe his wings got burned up. I think that's how the story goes. I could be wrong. Throwing a lifeline out there.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that is
Nick.
correct.
Thank you, guys.
In Greek mythology, Icarus is the son of Daedalus, who died after ignoring warnings and flying too close to the sun. Oh, we always say fly too close to the sun. Happened to us a couple times.
That's Icarus.
Yeah, we flew way too close to the sun a couple times.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And then we lost our wings for a bit, and then we had to grow those sons of bitches back out. I mean, that is part of it. And Icarus had to deal with that. Big Dom DeSandro, he's nowhere near Icarus.
I was just telling you what the
Because he actually moves the sun.
Yeah, he is the sun.
Yes, the Eagles organization revolves around him.
We don't really hear Big Dom speak, though, to defend Big Dom. I know Tone's all upset and frustrated by it, but we don't see Big Dom holding press conferences for himself, do we?
It's not none of his own doing.
Which is why we say grazie.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually have a Big Dom character in your NFL buildings, or is Big Dom actually one of one?
We have every room has a security.
Yeah, you guys had
head.
the big
Yeah,
cowboy
just a
hat
normal.
guy.
Yeah, Tex.
Pats have
Tex was
one.
sick.
Tex was
Doug
there.
Collins, guy in Green Bay named Doug Collins, shaved head guy. You'll see him behind the head coach, always ready to strike anything that happens with the other opposing head coach.
Guy named James was there for a while.
Yep.
Love James.
Always got a security team and then a player development team who are kind of always guys or gals who just take care of what needs to be taken care of.
And
Take care of the thing.
I think Dom does take care of the thing.
Takes
Is he a fixer? Do NFL teams have fixers?
He's both.
Yeah, I think he takes care of the thing.
Okay.
What's the thing? The thing.
Yeah.
What about in this world? Coaching operations. Yeah, I'll take care of the thing.
Yep.
What about in chief security? Yeah, I'll take care of
You
it.
need that guy.
Senior advising he works with the GM and the coaches and the security team.
And the scouting department.
Is he also on social media, I wonder? Is the guy running tweets?
Probably throwing ideas out there. We'll probably learn from the schedule reveal.
Jonathan Ganon, deep shots, explosives. You got that fire in your tummy? Well, his fire has taken its way to the Green Bay Packers. A once dominant defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles is now back to being a DC for the Green Bay Packers. And he had this to say about the quarterback for Green Bay.
Yeah, personally, I think, when you look at like the organization, the people that are in the organization, so the place, the people, and then, our players, having competed against them last year, the people on defense, and not just the people on defense, the people on offense. This is a good crew on offense, having to try to defend them for, a couple different years. But Jordan Love, that was a huge thing to me, and I think he's in the top tier. So, if you got those things right, you probably have a chance to win.
Ty Schmidt, we love you, buddy. Can't wait for you to get back, but also congratulations on life and happiness for the family. On that note, Jordan Love, top tier. Do you feel that way, AJ, about the Green Bay Packers? What is the tier? How many tiers are there? I know on the internet there's a lot of tiering people do. I always find it very difficult. The naming of the tiers always funny.
Yes.
Always very clever. I do appreciate when the internet does that. Jordan Love, though, top tier NFC quarterback is what Ganon's saying. I appreciate it. I respect it. How do you feel as a Green Bay Packer legend?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's smart by Jonathan Gannon, of course. Why would you not want to come in there and pump up the offense? And I think he genuinely feels that way. Yeah, I think Jordan Love is one of the quarterbacks in the NFL that can win you a championship. Obviously, he hasn't done that yet. He's been a bit inconsistent at times and been banged up. But, yeah, I think he's a guy that gives you a chance, no question.
Who's in top tier? Okay, we got Patty Mahomes up there.
How many tiers you got?
I don't know. That's interesting because, what do you separate them from?
And how many are in the top? Like, do you have to have a ring to be in the top tier?
Yeah, like would you separate Stafford, Mahomes, Rodgers, and those guys?
Rodgers
Sam Darnold,
Super Bowl
because
champs.
they have a ring.
Can you be in the top tier without a ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to.
So Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen in top tier.
Yeah.
About Joe Burrow, is he in there?
Joe Burrow's in.
Would Burrow be more so May? Like, would the May tier be that right below it?
Drake May is with Joe Burrow because they both made Super Bowl, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like,
Joe
would that
Burrow.
I think
he looked so cool last night. First of all, in this
he's a handsome fella.
I think I would say good player, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I think I'd put him there. Would I put him in top tier though?
I think Herbert and Love are in the same tier, whatever tier that one is.
Herbert, Love, Joey Burrow.
I put Burrow above them.
Yeah, slightly.
Just because he had a run at least. Like he's only had one really, really good year.
What's Dak Prescott? What tier is that? That's
right there.
I put him right there with Love and Herbert.
Herbert, Dak. Joey Burrow up here.
Yeah.
You're putting Drake up there, too, because he made a Super Bowl?
I am.
There's also young guys here. Drake could be with the Daniels and the...
You're not putting Burrow over Herbert?
I'm not putting Burrow over Dak.
Okay, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson,
I'll put Stafford,
Patrick Mahomes.
I'll put Mahomes and Stafford probably in the tier their own.
Okay.
That would probably be tier 1.
Okay.
And then after that would be Allen, Lamar.
Oof. Yeah, like MVPs. You put them right there.
And that's kind of, then you just got to go from there.
Where's Darnold at?
Okay, so that's the 4 right there, it sounds like.
So that's tier 1, tier 2, and then you go
to Herbert and Dak. And
so on that note, Stafford's the only NFC quarterback there.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever Gannon comes in to the Green Bay Packers and says he's top tier NFC quarterback, that would be, right? He'd probably be in that Herbert, Love, Dak one that's right underneath those two, you think? Goff in there as well?
Yeah.
Is that the one right under those 4?
Even Khalid, after the year he had last year, I would put him right up there with those.
See, I think there's a separate young
I think Drake and Caleb and Jayden,
yes,
I think they're all in like a maybe. Going to need to see more. But certainly like where they're headed.
Bo Nix.
In a tier. We have you in a
Is
tier.
Darnold still there? Do you need to see more? I mean, we do need to see more out of Darnold, but what tier do you put him?
Super Bowl champ. Didn't even mention his name.
And
my
he followed
God.
it up. Like, a lot of people didn't think that was going to happen.
I
They
feel
thought,
so fucking bad there. I'm so sorry, Sam Darnold.
And that's why, like, the
Sam Darnold slightly.
Not your fault.
That's why the young guy thing.
See, I think Sam could be in there now with the Dak and Herberts, even though he did win a Super Bowl, and those guys have not even
exactly. So don't you got to slot him above that group there? Don't you?
But if is it team success or just one?
Yeah.
Because like Drake May's that season last year is better than basically everybody we've listed their best season. But Sam Darnold has won a Super Bowl, so it's like
he was very, very good.
That's why the tiering thing is.
And Bo Nix was potentially leading the Denver Broncos to the Super Bowl.
Sam Darnold has Offensive Player of the Year. Does that hurt him or does that help him?
And then Aaron Rodgers is first ballot.
We need to do more.
Yeah, and he's playing currently. So it's like, where do you put him?
Old guy tier.
Okay. Well, I like what Gannon said. He said, hey, we're doing tier talk. Fucking Jordan's in it, so let's have a good time.
Pump your guy up.
I think you definitely do.
Stupid not to.
But he could have avoided it. This team went and got Micah. You could tell they're invested in defense. Like his answer could have went a different.
It's a real answer too, though. Yeah. Like, because coach, that's the first thing you're gonna look at, probably alignment at the top with the ownership and all that stuff. But then, hey, do you have a quarterback? Like, because we all know, even as players, whoever, like that quarterback is driving the ship. You're gonna be on prime time more. You're gonna be, and then that's gonna be him getting a head coaching job again if he's good for a couple of years.
We kind of. Yep. People do this to Jalen Hurts a lot. We kind of did to Jalen Hurts too.
I threw him in there.
Where?
He said Hurts. He said Hurts with the Herbert and Love and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But he's won a Super Bowl.
He has.
So is he in the Sam Darnold one that's above them because they both won a Super Bowl? You know.
It's kind of disrespectful to Hurts. I got to be honest.
Disrespectful. We were pretty good. That's why we don't do the tier.
I got to be honest.
That's why we don't do the tier stuff.
I just assumed Ganon was basically saying anything except for, look, I want to come and beat the fuck out of Kyler Murray for 2 weeks out of the year.
He went to Minnesota. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll go to.
That would be great. That would have been a great answer.
You know who we certainly left off as well here?
Who?
And at the time, he maybe had the greatest rookie season of all time.
Joe Flacco.
We did leave
Joe
off
Flacco and Aaron are in the same tier together right
CJ?
now.
Okay. Bang. CJ Stroud.
Oh, yeah, we did.
CJ Stroud, haircut and thinner, it appears, maybe less fat, so he's more jacked out there. Here's D'Amico Ryans chit-chatting about CJ Stroud and the entire team at a golf event where he looks super cool.
Is the extra stuff with the body, was that like an emphasis, or is that just something that he decided on?
No, it's the things with the body is what all our guys are doing. I mean, I single CJ out because it was asked about him specifically, but I can say that for all of our guys, that's what this time of year is about. It's about, first off, getting the rest that you need from such a long season, and then you come back and you assess your body and you see where can you grow, where can you improve as a professional. So that's what all of our guys are doing.
Owner Kyle McNair, who we met at league meetings, cool family.
Great.
Very, very kind. He also spoke about CJ Stroud.
Well, as you know, we'll leave that up with Nick, and those communications are behind the scenes. But yeah, we're fully committed to CJ. I think you saw we extended it. We exercised his fifth-year option, and so we'll see how it all works out.
I'm not saying shit about his body. You can ask Nick Casario and D'Amico Ryans that. On that note, we just said his fifth-year option's good, so we like CJ Stroud here. What are your thoughts on how CJ looks? Obviously, a new version. Also, he hasn't been doing any of the bullshit here in the offseason.
No,
it does feel like CJ has kind of wanted to witness protection a little bit to get back on top, hopefully down there in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing the NFL can be a roller coaster, and playing quarterback can absolutely be a roller coaster of ups and downs. And CJ has weathered the storm a little bit, but I think, this is like the natural progression. Be a professional. That's what D'Amico's talking about. Like, you're a professional. After every season, you reassess, okay, what can I do better? What do I need to do in the offseason to either change my body? Do I need to gain weight? Do I need to lose weight? What should I be working on? And that's like your whole career. That's a constant thing. You're always trying to tweak yourself, like physically, I guess, to continue to play well and play at a high level as you get older.
We respect the shit out of CJ Stroud. Had a tough playoff.
Yeah. Got really, really loud. He seems like one of those guys that AJ would probably know this better than we would, like who's been like mature, who's been kind of a pro even on the collegiate level. I remember when we first saw him, boots on the ground, was that against Georgia?
Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. And we were like, okay, this is a legit NFL guy. He had immediate success. He's played in 6 playoffs games, won half of them. But yeah, it's going to be loud. The questions are there, and then especially when the organization, that's probably what Cal was asked about, when the organization is paid, DJ Stingley made him the highest paid corner at the time, paid him early, I believe after his 3rd year, and now did the same thing with Will Anderson, who was in that same draft class, a pick after C.J. Stroud. So now the question is, hey, I know you picked up the 5th-year option, but when are you going to pay him? Do you really believe in him? Because, you can say what you want, but we all follow the money. That'll let you know how much you believe in the guy.
Yeah, and you wonder how many guys, I assume he's on a very short list of players, or at least quarterbacks, to win a playoff game in each of his first 3 seasons. But it does feel like there are some owners that are just waiting for that quarterback to not take the highest money of all time.
Big news out of the NFL, especially for L'Jarius Sneed. His case has been completely dismissed. Dallas-based criminal defense attorney Michael J. Todd announced that all criminal charges against his client, former Chiefs and Titans cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, have been dismissed. Originally charged with aggravated assault that was reduced by the grand jury to the misdemeanor offense of failure to report the commission of a felony, the state of Texas dismissed the misdemeanor completely on Friday, which Todd said leaves Sneed without conviction or admission of any kind. L'Jarius Sneed tweeted that and said, been such a toll on me the past 2 years. The weight is finally off. And tell that devil I'm coming back for everything he tried to steal. Okay. L'Jarius Sneed, obviously we remember him whenever he was with the Chiefs. He had the punch out of the Baltimore Ravens at the half-yard line, obviously, in the playoff game. He is a guy I think is synonymous with playing great football. He also went on to say there in his tweet, last 2 years it's been tough. A lot's been happening.
Yeah.
D-But, what is L'Jarius Sneed at this stage, and what do you think this all means for a team potentially in the future?
You mentioned at his peak, and it was the reason why Tennessee paid him all that money. He was the best cornerback available at that time in Kansas City. And that was kind of been Kansas City's thing. They let Ward leave. They let Sneed leave, and he was the best of the bunch. Tone setter, can tackle, can cover. It didn't go well on the field with Tennessee. He only played in 12 total games in a couple years, so it's about healthy. And we always look at players and what's happening on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays whenever they're playing, but they're human, so they're dealing with a lot of shit off the field as well, whether that's family, whether that's some shit that's taking, going on in the courts or whatnot. So now with all that being behind him, hopefully we see him back at that elite level out there playing corner.
I love to hear it. I also like that he quote tweeted Schefter's news break and say, hey, just so we're all okay. And I would like to go ahead and let everybody know that I am still who exactly you think I am. Good luck to him, and congrats to him.
Yeah.
I mean, legit, the amount of weight that probably is, as it's all just kind of looming over your head, because you have no idea how it's going to all go for it to get completely dismissed. Congrats to you, man. Some other cases going on right now that we're watching.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happened today. Those have been fun to follow up with.
Man, we got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
In the court. I mean, we got
Everywhere.
4K. I got 4K. I'm hearing a lot. I'm learning a lot through interesting thing. And this is something that normally, just from experience, it feels like in the world that we have in covering daily stuff, it's like this stuff very rarely gets to court. It's always like something that happens. So like Stephon Diggs' court case that's currently happening very publicly with videos happening everywhere, very rarely does this make it to this stage of it all. Wild what's going on in there, and who knows how it ends, but I guess the judge today was like, hey, answer the questions.
Yeah. Enough of just shit.
Yeah, it is. It's wild because this is, careers, future generations of there's a lot on the line for all this. So like when L'Jarius Sneed says like, man, I finally feel free, you could see how that would be real, because you think about losing everything whenever that type of stuff is happening. Like, hey, it's all over. Everything I've ever done, worked for, it's all for naught. So then whenever you get away from that and you get publicly, exonerated, which I'm not going to say is happening in the one we're watching currently. I'm just saying from the videos that we're seeing, it is crazy what is kind of available at this stage of life, certainly. But it's like, I do think he's probably very excited to get a chance to prove himself yet again and rewrite how this entire football life goes. And hopefully he gets an opportunity to do that back with a team that is great. Let's head to college, shall we? You hear what the Big Ten's paying their schools?
How much?
1 year. 1 fiscal year. $1.37 billion from the Big Ten to its schools and its universities. Remember, there was a time whenever schools had to act like they were a nonprofit. You remember that? Hey, we're not making any money, actually. Yeah, we're not making any money. What's that building? That's an $800 million renovation we just did. We don't make any money. We're not making any money. What do you expect from us? Hey, what's this over there, that new stadium? Oh, that was $2 billion. We're not making any money. We're not making any money. Hey, what's the building downtown that you guys just redid? The entire university? No. That was a $2.3 billion renovation. We're not making any money, though. Remember? It used to be quite a gimmick on how much money is being made by who. Now, the numbers that are coming out with these TV deals, which I think are only going to continue to increase, especially for the big sports schools. This is a crazy thing. Big Ten is, I guess, very healthy. So when Petiti starts talking about stuff, he's coming from a position of, our schools are eating here at the Big Ten, and we're going to continue to do so.
Yeah, was it a year ago or 2 years ago, they signed a 7-year, $7 billion TV deal just for football. So the Big Ten has the money. They have the best TV deal out of all of the conferences, I believe, so far right now. So in return, they have the ability to then give these to the schools, and then the schools will then profit for them because they're going to be the best in athletics, which then earns the Big Ten even more money.
$76 million a school, and not too shabby from the Big Ten. It's only going to go up and to the right. Remember, if I don't know what we want. I don't know what we think is the right answer. If society gets a college ball that's under one umbrella, all the TV deals are going to have to expire or new TV deals are going to have to come into place, which is going to have so many people have to agree on so many things. Them having that amount of money versus what the Big 12's deal probably is, or the ACC's deal definitely is. I mean, people are thinking about getting loans out of $750 million to get out of those types of deals. It's going to be hard to get everybody on. It's going to be hard. I don't know what the future of college football looks like. I don't know how many power conferences there are, but I think the thought of everybody under one umbrella is, I think it's cool. I think it's like a cool thought. That would be
cool
fun.
for the teams that aren't bringing in all that revenue, don't have all that money. But why, if you're one of the teams at the top, why would you want to do that?
Well, and I think that's what Petiti was saying, right? Petiti, there was not for the TV deals, but for some other agreement with the college football playoff. Yeah, well, we also want this, and it's like, Petiti, come on, and Petiti's like, hey.
He was a big
We're kind of running this whole fucking
proponent
shit.
of the 24 team, I believe.
Yeah,
and he
he
wanted
wanted-
a certain number of teams, no matter what, to get in.
Yeah, but my entire take was, Petiti, we're too early to be doing like leverage negotiation on something as we're trying to find it. And Petiti's like, hey, it's kind of our game right now.
And apparently we're learning
So,
it's never too early to renegotiate. a deal.
Take another look at that.
the NFL's doing it right now.
Yeah.
The NFL's got a
1
lot
year
of years left on a lot of deals, and they're like, we got to kind of revisit this.
Fuck that. We're changing this.
YouTube, they're ready to buy up everything.
5 games.
You think we potentially use a little bit of this? ESPN getting a percentage of the NFL, or NFL getting a percentage of ESPN. Such a good hindsight 10 years from now is going to be an incredible play by Disney ESPN folks, I think, but also the NFL, especially with what the NFL Network can become. But man, the properties that they can sell going forward, they haven't even come close to just draining every single drop of juice out of the NFL if they wanted to. I mean, if they wanted to, they could fucking put a game every day.
Yeah.
And somebody would pay them all the
Nothing
money.
that compares. There's nothing that compares number-wise, is there, than the NFL? I mean, look at the draft numbers, the combine numbers, all of that. It's always going to be the most valuable property.
What is it, 92 of the top 100 rated?
Yeah.
Or 94 maybe
Yeah,
of the
something
top
like
100
that.
rated things? It's like, they could do that if they... Now, isn't there some... What are they doing? There's some sports leagues... Not a lawsuit. Some hearing happening about how much money people are having to pay to watch some sport. What was that thing?
Yeah, it's an antitrust case.
On the NFL, or is it on everybody?
I believe it's on the NFL and the Sunday ticket kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I got sent an email asking if I wanted to come talk, and testify about being a sports fan. And I was like, no. See, also, what's going on over there? What are you?
Big issue.
What do you guys got going on? And it's like, don't we think they're abusing the fans a little bit? Don't we think that is the thing with the new? And it's an
climate. Live Nation just lost a huge case like that, and you know who was the attorney was? It's Sorsby's attorney was the one who won that one.
Jeff Kessler.
Yeah, he won against the Live Nation.
Hey, Jeff Kessler, he goes in there and does. Is he the one off camera talking to Stefan? Is that who we're hearing over? What's your name? She wanted to know. She was just trying to find out at one point. But it is like, it feels like some of these streaming platforms have a never-ending supply of cash, and they'll pay for the NFL.
That's why people.
Somebody buy Live. Save it, man.
I saw a guy wearing.
How'd that go?
Well, a guy wearing Louis Vuitton, Travis Scott's, who's the new CEO of LIV. I think he's got it figured out. I think that was the first thing I took away as soon as I saw him.
He said he has more energy today than he has in his entire being with this LIV thing.
Great shoes.
Rom's gone.
No.
Where are they getting the billions of dollars to run the organization?
They'll figure it out, dude. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Scotty O'Neal, yeah, he's got it. And just like I think Schlabach said, as he just completely dissected LIV.
Oh, man.
Just completely killed him. He said there's enough rich people that like golf. He said there'll be some sort of investment from some, especially with live sports being the ratings king and the platform king. I mean, it's very possible that somebody does put money into it, but I don't think it'll be people that love golf. I think
It'll be nowhere near the money they got from the PIF fund or whatever, though.
$5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, you think we got like some business people that just enjoy golf a little bit? Hey, let me throw a couple bill at this thing. It seemed to go well.
Some of these private equity do have like just so much.
I guess if they see a path that they can make money, yeah. But
They'd rather just start their own.
Get very creative because I don't know how to make it work.
Yeah, it's like live sports, ratings, investment, brands, teams. There's so much that you could walk into some equity with a pitch deck and say, we need an opportunity to showcase sport and team and brands and younger golfers. And look, we can still draft guys. And we got Bubba Watson still. It's like they're still
Go Goats.
that type of stuff, that's going to happen. Bryson DeChambeau, he's not gone yet, but close. Need your money now. We need to pay him.
Rahm came out and said today, because he talked a lot about today, but yes, he reached an agreement with the DP World Tour.
DP World Tour, European PGA.
Yes, and you have to be a member on the DP World Tour to be on the European Ryder Cup team. And he was the only guy who was in LIV who had not, paid his fines or whatever to come back to the DP World Tour to play the 4 events so that he could be on the Ryder Cup team. So now with this, he will be Ryder Cup eligible for the next Ryder Cup. But he was also asked about his time with LIV today. And he said they're really good at contracts. So
I have several years of my contract left. I'm pretty sure they did a pretty good job when they drafted that. So I don't see many ways out. Right now, I'm not really thinking about it because we still have a season to play and majors to compete for. John Rahm, you guys are all saying LIV's over. I'm looking at my contract.
2029, he's under contract too. When he said on that quote today that he is not good at contracts, but they are very good at contracts. So he's he's kind of dialed into there, I believe.
I think he got a lot of money though.
Ton, yeah.
For the.
Can they buy him out or something? Like, can he try to do something?
Maybe.
Scott O'Neill's got ideas.
Probably not if they're really good at contracts. They got something in there that clearly, hey, you ain't going anywhere until 2029.
Scott O'Neill opened up that contract. What do we got with Rombo? Oh, yep, he's here. Okay, let's go. We hope it's good, by the way, for the Rombo family. We hope
it definitely was.
D-But why don't you do something for
Yeah.
LIV? Why don't you put up some
You're an
money?
ambassador.
I'm doing my part right here.
Yeah, you are.
Carrying their water.
Yes, you certainly are. And that water's just getting higher and higher.
Yeah. Drowning right now.
Yeah, you're certainly going under. It was good, though. I like whenever there was that much money coming in for athletes. I did enjoy that. Because a lot of other people, businesses, corporations, could celebrate getting an investment from Saudi Arabia, which we already went through how many different companies have money from Saudi Arabia. So the grandstanding on like where the money was coming strictly for the athletes, not for the rest of the businesses that would celebrate whenever they would get an investment like that, I thought was pretty hypocritical. Now, on that note, it was pretty early on when we watched that bullshit that we thought it had no chance. Yeah. And we thought, man, you spend so much money on golfers. Why don't you spend some money on like how to make it watchable?
Yes.
And it felt like they forgot about that part of it all. So if they could go back, I think they're about 15% there. I think there was a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
Most of it, mostly just being able to watch it and not get disgusted by it.
I get that it was fun to go to the event, but guess what? People need to watch it on TV, and the live production just wasn't there. I gave it a shot, and it just was bad. It didn't even compare how PGA was. And you have to end on Sunday at 5 o'clock. That's when everyone likes to watch golf, and they had to do that too, and they just never did.
Well, and shotgun starts,
54 holes, shotgun starts, let alone music and goofball stuff. It was tough.
The courses too. Like we talk about Augusta in the PGA Championship. It's like the courses got to eat a little. Like when you're watching one of these tournaments or seeing clips, I never watch that shit, but seeing clips of it, and there's like dirt patches
Local muni.
in the fairway and around the greens. It's like this doesn't feel like a legitimate thing at all.
Yeah, it didn't feel legitimate, any of it. The leaderboard was on the wrong side of the screen, didn't have enough things.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just,
Confusing.
I mean, the team thing is tough to get behind. I understand they try to say, oh, you got a team to root for, but I don't know. I can't figure it out.
And that's what he came out and said today is like the focal point is still team golf. We think team golf can be successful, and it's not, and it won't be fun to watch.
But
the only
so-
team golf that's fun is Ryder Cup, and they don't do that style.
I will say this, they should do Ryder Cup or scrambles or things like that. LIV
Yes.
should be the state fair of golf for the PGA. That should have been the
Agreed.
deal that they made. Like, hey, when the boys want to go scramble or do something like that, they'll do that. But I think it happens in, I guess, business a lot, where somebody wants to be the outlaw, the maverick. There has to be like a sense of awareness on like how far, because like, hey, we're doing golf but louder. Everything you don't like about golf, you're going to love about us. Why do they wear pants? Well, maybe because they look like professionals when they're doing it. No, but I wear shorts when I'm golfing with boys. It's like, yeah, but me and you a little bit different.
We're not paying to watch you golf with the boys.
Exactly. The music all over everything, like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like, how can I take this as a serious thing?
Yeah.
Beat drop happening in backswing of 17th hole, which is actually the 14th hole, because you guys did a shotgun. It was just hard to take serious. It felt like I was at a golf outing when I was watching it.
It's early. And you can't have an awareness when you're trying to change the game, brother.
You have to. You're going to die.
You can never change the game if you have awareness of what's the right thing to do. And look, it's a league that lasted what? Still alive.
Yes.
As of right now, what?
6 years?
No, it hasn't.
7 years?
5 years?
It took the NFL 50 years to profit.
Boom.
WNBA is just starting to get into the entire process.
Yeah, exactly. They're still losing a shit ton of money in its year 30. Like, you got to think there is probably someone out there who is thinking team golf does have legs. We can fix this a little bit, make it a little more professional, but still there is a blueprint here. Like, could you imagine if somehow, some way...
AJ's out on LIV. You're out?
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think someone's... Maybe they are. Maybe they surprised me. I'm too dumb to understand, but to make this thing profitable, I just think it's a huge risk for somebody or private equity, whoever it could be.
You got Rombo until 2029. Can we not turn a profit out of just making him a YouTube golfer?
Yeah, probably might be the best way to do it.
Could you not combine it with TGL and do it that way? And maybe take TGL, but do it out on a course.
The only edge they have on PGA is their international footprint. When they go to these other countries and places,
Adelaide.
they look forward to that, or the guy or guys that are on tour representing those. So that's the only edge they have on PGA, but you'll never surpass PGA
until
in America.
DP World Tour needs to do these. That's where the DP World Tour needs to start just picking up the...
DP's huge too.
Yeah.
What's that?
They're huge too, and
that's what I'm saying. But they need to start attacking because the international conversation has become the big live one. Like, we go to South Africa, we go to Australia, we bring the game to Asia, wherever the places are. It's like, why doesn't DP World Tour just pick those places up? I assume it'll go pretty big. DP World Tour has a lot of history, right? Connor said, "Don't ask me."
Yeah, I was looking up. Who's the CEO of PGA now?
Brian Rollout.
Where did he come from?
NFL.
I would be surprised if they don't start doing more international.
Oh, putting all the lads on one.
Now, I disagree. I think we should shrink the game, but that's what they'll do.
I don't know though. It's hard to. Their schedule's already pretty dead set. When are you going to throw an international thing in there where people can actually go?
I tend to agree.
They're not even playing every single PGA Tour one. Like, let alone if they had to go across the country.
That's Rory.
Yeah.
Rory's kind of doing what he wants to do.
Rory's back this week. He's the favorite.
He's the favorite. Is Scheffler golfing?
No, not this week.
Oh,
it feels like Scott.
There it is again.
I think
like, people, if they go to South Africa, I don't think many of these guys are going.
I'll tell you what, maybe we take the sticks out there. Maybe we get after it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming out of the pocket. Nelly kind of taught me something yesterday. Coca?
Yep.
Coca?
Why do you say it like that?
Makes sense.
It's because AJ can't swing his swing. So he's a little jealous.
Oh, no, I swing my swing. I do not overanalyze my swing. I will never do that.
You swing out of your shoes. She said most amateurs don't know how to aim, and they swing out.
I don't know if you know. I respect Nelly. She's unbelievable. Yeah, you got to swing your swing. I've seen Jack Nicklaus. They ask him, "What do you tell amateurs?" He says, "Swing harder. You're trying to control it. And you don't swing hard enough." I heard that 15 years ago. I said, "That's all I need to hear, Jack."
Yeah. I mean, is he a fucking goat or not? I don't know. You tell me. Am I supposed to listen to you over Jack? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. NHL has a big night tonight. Draft lottery.
Let's go. It's huge.
Good luck to the Vancouver Canucks, who we certainly knew were still a team. The Chicago Blackhawks, New York Rangers, Calgary Flames, and Toronto Maple Leafs round out the top six alongside the Seattle Kraken, six of the odds to win the draft lottery. Nick, what is this? Who's this? Is Gary Bettman doing a little ball spinny thing? How do we kind of enjoy this tonight?
Yeah, they may have changed it in years past. I don't know if they'll actually show the ball spinny, but you'll get to see a little presentation here. And this will basically be the rights to draft Gavin McKenna. He's presumed and projected to be the number 1 overall pick. You'll have the Rangers, Blackhawks, Canucks, obviously, with the top odds there, or do we see a long shot jump up and make a move?
Will get it.
It would be good for the league if he went to Chicago or New York. Vancouver would be a similar situation to Connor McDavid. It's way out there. It's West Coast. It's late night. Could be interesting.
Could you imagine the Florida Panthers getting...
don't sleep on the Cats stealing this one.
Oh,
definitely.
And the Predators, too. Hey, let's not talk... Maybe Nick Saban gets in there and motivates a lottery ball or two.
He's willing to deal it.
Yes, he certainly could be. We don't know if the Preds are going to potentially pick up the number 1 overall pick. We will follow along tonight. No Pittsburgh Penguins on there. Obviously, that's a good thing. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, playoff team.
If your team's in here, it's ass.
If your team's on the list, you stink.
We need to be trading for McDavid today. Okay?
And
You
if
guys
not
are kind of
him,
like Steelers, right? Purgatory, huh?
Austin Matthews.
So,
same thing.
I just saw a stat, actually. It was a pretty funny little stat about sports cities that haven't experienced a playoff or a series win in how many days?
Who's number 1?
So since Detroit got the job done up there,
hell yeah,
I do believe Pittsburgh is the most 2,930 days.
Holy shit!
That can't be right.
You guys forget about the Riverhounds winning that title?
I think they're talking about Major League.
Look who's back on top again.
The Pittsburgh.
Everything is coming up aces for us lately.
Pens, I don't know what the team looks like next year.
Blouses coming.
Pirates potentially could win a wild card series here.
Oh, yeah.
Could potentially do
the
it.
World Series.
Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't know who their quarterback is, but I believe in Mike McCarthy. Now, the DraftKings account here put Aaron Rodgers down there, so maybe they know something that we don't know at this exact moment. But I do appreciate the fact that Atlanta's in the middle of the struggle alongside Phoenix and Tampa Bay. Aaron Rodgers potentially going to change two of those 4 towns with the new leaks today. AJ, your thoughts on Pittsburgh having now, because the draft was a home run. Obviously, it's Pittsburgh time. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah. I mean, so honestly, what's going to happen with Sid and the boys? Are they going to run it back? Are we going to get to see him again?
Run it back. Mm-hmm. I would like them to run it back with Connor McDavid on the team.
Plus, Big Mike McCarthy's going to save.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, Big Mike McCarthy actually might be under center for fucking fourth quarter of the.
He can sling it now. For real. I've seen Mike throw it and walk through. He can sling it.
I agree. I understand he can do it. He's from Pittsburgh. Of course, he can throw a football. He's a quarterback whisperer.
Didn't he play at Notre Dame? Quarterback?
I think he was on.
No, he was
team.
a tight end.
The Rudy
he was a tight end in college.
He was a tight end in college.
Baker College, I believe, something like that. Yeah.
Good school.
Baker was
absolute savage for sure. Cheap shot and taking guys' knees out, giving concussions left and right.
Yeah, Baker College.
I assume he was coming in late with the head.
How many times he speared guys? Look at that.
I mean, that guy's playing no games.
He's like 14 years old in that picture.
Big 8'8".
Now, can we get a Bill Cowher photo from whenever he was wearing the neck collar down there at Crafton? What an animal.
Or NC State.
Mike McCarthy, Bill Cowher. In their prime bull ages. Mm-hmm. Baker College, NC State, NFL career. Mike McCarthy, quarterback whisperer, having him kind of go head-to-head. Who do you like? Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bill Cowher. Imagine him just bullying that entire Caliguire family.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. With that 5'4" on.
Dude, he was so good on the show.
The man.
Off the show, the best.
Even better.
He looks identical to MCDC right there.
Don't
you wish, pal.
Yeah. All right,
you fucking wish.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Team on me. Let's enjoy tonight. We got NBA playoffs. We got NHL playoffs. We got NHL draft lottery. We got MLB Dong Bonanza.
Bingo.
And if you're Aaron, you're with your wife, you know what you're doing.
Another Dong Bonanza.
Dong Bonanzas.
Maybe you guys should enjoy a couple of that. Okay, do what you got to do to enjoy your life. We are so thankful that we get to do this for a living. We appreciate you. We thank you. Cheers to you. We're going to sing together. Team on me, team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.